Hey everybody, what's going on out there? I thought I'd just go live a few minutes early and try to beat the crowds. How was your week, everybody? Sorry I haven't been on for a while. Just kind of I had my birthday
everybody? Sorry, I haven't been on
and
for a while.
you know taking care of Mrs. Dude and just living the dream. But time to get back to our Friday night hangouts. I don't know. Do you guys like this camera angle or let's see. This camera angle. Which one do you guys prefer? I don't know which one I prefer. I have a brand new high def, we're talking 4K webcam over there that I plan on using for a lot of my B roll. I do have two 1080s for my B roll, but the problem is you can only zoom in so far when you're editing. And that seems to be a problem with 1080. But I don't get that with 4K. Hey, Lewis, Trumpet Master, what's going on, brother? So, anyhow, uh, so that was the other angle I showed you was that new high def 4K camera webcam. I like it, but unfortunately, StreamYard throttles us if we're using the free version. They only let you go to 780 or 720, whatever, 720. And so, I mean, for going live, what's the point, right? It's just it's just an angle difference, and I'm not going to spend $21 a month just to get the logo taken away up here in the corner. All right on, Trumpet Master. I appreciate it, brother. Enjoy that fish. You'll have to tell us how it is and what you cooked up. But yeah, Friday night. It looks like the Wall Trend, the Wall Twins, and CJ have Maddie and Kiki on with them tonight. So I think a lot of people are going to be over there. They're a lot of fun to watch. I like Maddie and Kiki. You know what that was? That's your Patty Joe beer moment. That's the sound of freshness right there. Gosh, you know what? I forgot. Hello. Must be my first day here. There you go. If you want to hop on, there's the link. Appreciate it. You know me, we just talk about whatever comes to mind, but I am not talking about Johnny Depp or Amber Heard tonight. I promise. I promise you. Yeah, I turned 55 last Saturday and didn't really do a lot. Kind of hung out with my grandson. Pull my pork barbecue. Hello, hello. Welcome to the show. There's a link there on StreamYard if anybody wants to hop on and come visit, chat for a while. It's just Friday night hangout. I wish I could play some tunes for everybody. It's like we did in the old days when we partied together, but ain't going to happen tonight. Don't want to get kicked off. But there's the link if anybody wants to hop on. Anyhow, back to my birthday. I turned 55 last Saturday. And I just hung out here, did a couple cooks. One of them I just released yesterday was a ribeye that I had a beer glaze. And the other one was, uh, my granddad was a simple guy. And when he went hunting, or even just towards his last years, he was living in a 68 Broadmoor trailer. I lived with him for a while. It was a good time. I loved sitting up late and watching baseball with him. But when he cooked a ribeye, it was cast iron. Like I said, it didn't matter if he was out hunting or whatever. He would cast iron pan with some butter in there, throw that ribeye on there with some salt, pepper, and just let it go to town. And he didn't have a thermometer. He did everything by feel. If it felt, the certain resistance on that steak, he knew, and he'd pull it off, let it rest for about 10 minutes, give it a try. So I did that as a video. It's going to come out this coming Thursday, and we'll see how it is. It brought back a lot of memories doing it that way. And you know what? Sometimes simpler is better. Sent 1000. Hello, hello. Welcome. Tom Garvey, I saw you show up and I had to boot you because it said no devices connected and I couldn't bring you in. So try again, please. There you are, Mr. Tommy G. Hey, Tom. Welcome aboard. Let's get this going right. Here we go. How's this? There we go. Tom, how are you today?
Well, I'm on my phone right now because I'm doing an edit.
Okay, you're a little loud, but that could be just me.
Hold on.
Yeah,
I'm hanging in
so
there, man.
yes, all right. So I was just talking about, and I had sent you a text on this the other day. You know, my granddad cooking, and everything was just feel. You know, he didn't have a thermometer. It sent 1000 says, here, I'll highlight it, and 100% correct. Yeah, and that's how he did it. Oh, Tom's gone. I'm sorry. But so I tried it, sent 1000, and you'll have to see Thursday how it came out. I had a lot of good times, and it brought back, like I said, brought back a lot of good memories. He unfortunately passed away about 30 years ago, but it was a tough man. Served in the Navy twice, once right before. Hey, Kenneth, how you doing? Served right before World War II. Got out, went to work in the factories. World War II happened, and he went right back into the Navy, and that's where he spent the war. Was on a ship in the Pacific, and I think he learned a lot. And he was a chief bosun's mate. He was they call him boats, I guess, and he did a lot of rigging, things like that, and then welding, things like that on his boat. There's Tom. You're back. And anyhow, he did a lot of rigging and welding, and then when he got done with the service, he became a pipe fitter and spent the rest of his life doing that. Oh, Tom, you're gone again. But just a tough man, and like I said, before he passed away in '93, I think it was probably '87, '88, right around in there. He okay, here we go. Thumb to index should be rare to medium rare. Interesting. Okay, right on. I lived with him in a '68 Broadmoor trailer. Had good times going to college at the time, and it was fun. You know, my nights off or whatever. I wasn't studying or working. I'd just sit there and watch baseball with him during the summer. Had a great time. Great time. But he loved his steaks, and I don't think he was big. You know, he couldn't afford ribeyes. I don't know, to be honest with you. I'm not sure if ribeye was an expensive steak back then, but I know the ribeyes I got were about $14 each for for the two cooks. So $28. But I'm telling you what, 8 to 10 ounce ribeye, and you cook them up, add a little mushrooms and some garlic, onion, a little bit of beer glaze. You're probably looking at a $30 to $35 steak at least. And for me, it probably was about $16 altogether. And the beer was the second most costly thing. But nice thing about it, you pour just a little bit and drink the rest. Oh, catfish on the smoker. Boy, that sounds good. I'm telling you. That sounds real good. I experimented with a chuck roast today on the smoker. Not quite what I expected. It tasted like a chuck roast. Even though I put a lot of Uncle Steve's, wherever it is, Lucky, that's inside Lucky Shake, which is good stuff. I just didn't, just tasted like a chuck roast. I'll try it again, see if I can improve on it. But it was fall apart for the most part. Tommy G, you're back.
Well, I tell you,
Technology.
I couldn't get
Yeah.
StreamYard with my phone, and I couldn't get it. Wouldn't let me over to because I had a delay
Oh, got you. It can be tough.
from YouTube. What's up, man? How you doing?
Good, you. Oh, what happened there?
Almost took the side of my finger off today. A rookie mistake slicing zucchini on a mandolin, and I normally oil it down.
Okay.
Mike's, does the mic sound all right, Mike?
Yeah, you're fine. You sound fine.
Okay. Normally I take a brush at home, I oil it down, and everything slides nice and easy. This time, trying to get a video up, and I switched hands and I turned it the other way and bang down the side.
Ooh, dang.
And you know what? When you do that and it doesn't bleed right away.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, then it did.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looked like a murder scene. I mean, but what are you
I
going to
did
do?
that to my ring finger a couple of weeks ago with a knife. Just putting it into the holder, and I totally missed the holder and slice, and I knew immediately.
Yeah.
And it bled like a stuck pig for a little bit. Scent 1000. That is a great idea. Yeah. Hey, cheaper to get a rib roast with bone on and just making mistakes. I think that's a great idea. So I think it's worth a try. These things are getting expensive, man.
The only problem with that is if you're getting a rib roast, prime rib, they're a little bit drier.
Are they?
They don't have as much fat in on it, because that's what I did not too long ago. Ribeye is a little bit further back, so you get a little bit more fat on that one.
Mm-hmm.
But a rib roast, if you trim it down, sometimes it can be a little dry.
Gotcha. Did you put a video out today?
It's uploading right now. I'm trying to upload it. I'm trying to upload it right now.
Okay. I was saying, I thought something seems like it was missing today. All day long, I was sitting there. Something's not right about today. Now I know.
Mike. Whenever you have something, you're trying to rush, and there again, get cocky. I'm usually pretty good with my knives and stuff, but oh man, I dropped my camera, had the mic hung on me, went to get something, pull, boom, mic goes over.
Oh,
okay, yeah. I mean, it was just one of them days. Marie went
good
the other
times,
way,
brother.
Yeah, Marie went the other way because I started getting, and then this one, and one I did today is for Sunday, and that should be blooper. So that should be rated XR. Much as I've been cursing in it. Oof,
yeah,
horrible. But hey, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So, how was your birthday, pal?
It was good. Didn't do much really. Just kind of hung out and went and watched the Minions movie with my grandson. That was fun. His birthday is the day after mine, and he went with his dad's family out that day. And we went and saw the Minions movie, and then he decided he did not want to go to dinner. I like the Minions. I think they're fun.
Yeah.
So he decided he did not want to go to dinner. He had loaded up on popcorn, so we took him home, and we just came home and hung out for the rest of the evening. Thanks for filling in last week. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that was a travesty. I mean, geez, when you don't know, when you don't know what you're doing, and then and the devil dog, he came in and tried to help me, and then I went on the other day when you see me there, went up for a test. That was almost 5 hours. So.
I noticed that. I would check back in a little bit, and you guys were still working on something. I'm like, dang.
And when people come on, you don't want to just shut it down because you had some people on there, so a couple people were talking and this and that. So just let it go. And but you know what though, it does take out of your time trying to do videos.
Yeah.
Either you're going to do a live or you're going to make videos. What do you?
That's true. Yeah. I've been really struggling lately with watch time. I don't know if you have been.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my goodness!
Not so much watch time, with views. I mean, God,
my views are through the roof. But watch time.
Oh
my views are through the roof because of shorts. I do 2 shorts a week, and the views are through the roof. But it's like we were talking the other day. If it comes from they call it the shorts shelf, then the hours or minutes aren't counted towards your overall time. So I have probably 6-7 videos that just keep coming back over and over and over again, regular videos that are my staple that I get views on. I know I'm going to get 15 views a day on 2 of them and 5 to 10 on the other 3. And it's just how it is. And they've been doing the same thing, and I released my one video, but I don't know what's going on.
And also I'm getting a lot of porn on for some reason.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I mean, it's horrible. But the one video I have with the egg life, they, that should be cracking 6,600 sometime today.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, but don't stop. But my regular videos are like 49, 50 views. But I tell you one thing, I've been getting a lot more comments,
Good.
getting
That
a ton of
helps.
comments and stuff. So I mean, it's going to catch. You know, I trying to keep up with it. I try to like you. I try to deal with a lot of different people. You know, I like a lot of different videos and stuff like that. And I just hope nobody gets mad because I don't catch up to them right away.
Correct.
Because I want to watch the whole thing.
I do too. I watched the whole video.
Yeah, and
I'm not glued to it, you know. Oh, I'm you know, but I watch it, you know.
Yeah. So, but that's it. I got some stuff from Drunken Chef. I got his shakers and stuff. So I've been experimenting with a couple things and
Right on.
with some. Matter of fact, today I did some with Uncle Steve's Gator Shake. I like that. I like that a lot.
Good stuff. Good on popcorn too. If you need it.
You know
Hi, Marcel.
Marcel, how you doing? You know what I do with it, Mike? I put it on after. I've been putting on a lot of vegetables.
Oh yeah, it's great with veggies. Fish too.
Man,
Works great with fish.
Today I did zucchini. That's what I cut my finger with. Zucchini, mushrooms, baby melon mushrooms, red onion, and mini bell peppers.
Okay.
I was gonna grill it until. So I smoked. I made for Sunday. I made burnt ends beef out of chuck roast, and also pork.
Okay.
You know, so I used the meat on what is it? Hefty meat, wherever you had big meat on the beef, and I made my own rub up on for the pork. And I tell you what, when I put the Gator Shake on there, damn man, that was good. It was good.
Oh my gosh, Bi. Hello, fellas. Right on. Hey, Bi, how you doing, brother?
He cracks me. He's got a good channel.
He does. Yeah, he does. Uncle Steve's Shake. Those are pretty good, but I can't. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that.
What is it?
I can see that. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and there again, I use very little. I lightly put it on. I don't, you know.
Yeah, same here. But unless I'm doing, you know, like a pork roast or a pork butt, let's say, or even the one I did today that I smoked, the chuck roast. I didn't put a boatload on it, but I put enough.
Yeah.
But it still tasted like a pork roast, like my grandma would have made. You know.
What I did was I had leftover from when I made sausage, and I had leftover my spice for the sausage blend. And then what I did was I added a little hot pepper to it and a little bit more stuff to it, some cinnamon, a little bit more cinnamon to it, and stuff like that. And that's what I put on the pork today for the burnt ends. So I burnt ends, pork burnt ends, and chuck. I tell you what, I'm liking chuck a little bit more and more every time.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it at all.
No, it cooks up pretty good.
Yeah, it's cheaper than, you know, if you're going to do the real thing. Oh my God, Jerome Thomas. Jerome Thomas is awesome. He's one of the techs that I work with, and he's hands down my favorite tech. He and I were working on a store the other day, and I swear, Jerome, we had to talk for a half an hour just about cooking while we were waiting for this stupid register to load. It was great. I could talk to Jerome all day. He's awesome. Thank you for stopping by, Jerome. Appreciate it, brother. Such a nice guy. He's big time into grilling and smoking and that. And his son is as well. You know, I have a frozen pork belly that I bought. I got it 50% off at the store. You know me, I'm bargain shopping.
Oh, yeah.
And it's sitting in the freezer. I've had it there for about a month, and I know I need to do something with it. So I'm thinking about trying for the first time burnt ends with pork. I've never cooked with pork belly. Never, ever. So I'm going to give it a shot and see what I get.
Mm-hmm. And see, that's the way you got. I mean, a lot of stuff. Pork belly for me, either I smoked it for bacon, you know what I mean, or I'd roll it and salt it up a lot and make pancetta out of it. Okay.
Oh, gotcha. The real thin stuff. Or?
Yeah, and then Italian bacon, but or burnt ends. You know, cook it so that the fat renders out of it. But I see everybody now making it like doing a brisket style and stuff. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Hey, Jerome, you better bring enough for everybody, brother. Got some spare ribs going on. Boy, that's so good.
I looked at ribs today. Not today, yesterday in the store. man, everything's went nuts again.
That's
It, was,
why
it, looked,
if it ain't in the markdown basket, I don't buy it.
and that's I took pictures of it and I didn't put them up. I forgot to put them up with all the drama going on here today. But they have a reduced bin. Okay, once you go to Cartier over on the one side with the prices, then you go to Walmart on the other end of the. I'm talking about in the meat case at Kroger's. They had a pile of meat that people were picking through that were half price, third off, but half it looked like it was bad. It just looked like it was going bad.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't get it. Anyway.
You were talking earlier about the mushrooms and onions and that. I have always wanted to, and I've finally decided it is time. One of the things I love when you go to a restaurant is you order a steak, and if you're lucky enough, they'll have the mushroom and onions that they saute up. I could eat that stuff just like that. And that's exactly what I'm going to do with that beard leg.
That's why I went to the store and got mushrooms, red onion stuff, because of your video.
Big old pile of them, man.
The video you did with the steak, I looked at like, Jesus, you know what? If I keep watching these people here making this food, I'm like a regular when I go and everybody waits, hey, Tom, how you doing?
Make sure to use Patty Joe beer because it's coming in the mail soon. I was a slacker and I thought, I promised you last week. And I thought, my birthday's good. I'll get it next week.
I got a video I did today. We got another sponsor that's we're dealing with here at the Keto-Rama. This time, what I did was I had nothing going to get up my Friday because I tried to do Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Put it up, and then in between, I cut off the shorts for a little bit because, I put the short up, and then 3 people watch it.
Yeah, it's come and go.
So this time I said to Maria, I said, you know what? I said, I was waiting to come on with you. And I said, you know what? I'm going to try to get this up. It was like maybe 2:30 I started. So I did pictures and some videos that I cut up for my happy hours, all the stuff that I would happy hour. And I put that together but the only problem is now I can't download it. I can't download it on here now. And I can't do it from my phone for some reason.
Interesting. Yeah. I don't know, dude.
Crazy.
I hear you. Yeah, I've always wanted to just do a video with mushrooms and onions. I think I'm going to do it. Why not? That glaze was amazing, dude, by the way.
I looked at it and I said, damn. See, that's what I like. Play with your food. There's no rules.
I've never done it before.
I followed that rule. I followed that recipe to the T, and it didn't come out. You got to make it your own.
Exactly.
I like the big portobello mushrooms. Okay, Make up some sausage, put a little sauce in there, some cheese, some basil, put the sausage on it, make it like a pizza.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
I think it would be like a mushroom pizza.
Yeah, delicious.
That sounds good, actually. It really does. And I like those too. But I've seen them before, and maybe it's not the big ones, but small. They're like about this big around.
Yeah,
and they just load them with cheese and sausage and that, and you can put them on the smoker or your grill or whatever and cook them up.
There's a restaurant right up the street from my house that makes hot peppers with sausage, mushroom, and cheese, onion and cheese in it. Oh man, I tell you what, and you just pick them up like that. Absolutely delicious.
There's something to be said about that, or like a popper, something, anything in that kind of general area.
Yeah.
And popper's one of the coolest things in the world to make. I love to take, I don't have any with me, but take a bag and fill it full of stuff and then cut it off and then squeeze.
Yeah, that's
piping it in.
Yeah, nothing like it. Nothing like it.
Oh, there you go. I should get mushrooms, onions, and jalapenos. That would be awesome, dude. That would be good.
That's my plan was today to grill. I have a little electric grill that fits out on my back, and it does a pretty good job. I try not to use I cook steaks or anything on it because it's supposed to be smokeless. You know what I mean? But if you put a fatty piece of meat on there, it's just gonna, be 5 alarm fire.
Yeah.
But I like doing the vegetables on it or a burger real quick or something. It just gives you the grill marks and stuff. That was my plan until.
Funny how that works. I was in the middle of my video, and I just got done cutting everything up, and I hadn't put it onto the grill yet. I just put it back in its sheath and went, it was R-rated at that point. And, more than one F-bomb, true story, is R-rated.
Yeah.
So
Marie almost simultaneously starts watering the plants or doing something outside.
well, for me, I went inside for about 30 minutes and held it. I stopped bleeding after about 7-8 minutes. But then I decided, I got to finish this thing. So I put a glove on. Big mistake.
Yep.
Huge mistake. And when I was doing something, it was the meatloaf one, and I'm sitting there working the meatloaf, and I could feel it. And I'm like, oh, my God. Nobody's going to watch my meatloaf video now.
Yeah.
But I could just feel it in there. I'm like, oh, thank God it's not all over the meatloaf.
I said,
Radio Jonesy, my brother.
My man Jonesy's here. What's up, brother?
He's got a great channel.
Yeah, he's a good
Nice
guy. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Yeah.
On the
make
video,
sure to check out Radio Jonesy.
On the video, I said to come back out like this. I said, caught it in time. There's no meat in the vegetables. That's for sure.
When I was working in the Albertsons grocery stores years ago, we had this guy, his kid named Tyler, and he was Brent. And he was asked to cut roast beef or something like that. And he's cutting away, and he slices the tip of his finger off all the way up to the fingernail, right? And they could never find this thing. And finally, a lot of VPs' wives shopped in the store, and guess who got it? She was furious, man. She got the top of that finger in her deli meat. Ugh.
I used to make a fish and chips thing at a restaurant, and there again, you get cocky. You don't realize I cut my finger because I didn't have the guard. You put it on there and just run it back and forth, and
that was him. Man.
Right. So I'm in a restaurant and I'm battering up. And I had a beer batter we were doing and cod, and I take it and I'm running it like this, and they go to drop it into the fryer. And these two fingers right here, from my fingernails up to here, into the fat. I looked like two big bananas in my hand, but I had to finish the rest of the night. I had one guy call out sick, so I'm it was crazy. But I mean, everybody's looking at me. And it was like I'm saying to myself, "Oh, if this pops, somebody's going to get extra juice in there." I couldn't put a glove on it like that, and I'm trying to work like this, and I look like Zorro trying to sort stuff.
When I was working nights, we had this kid come on, and he cut the hell out of his hand, and so I had to take him to the ER. And I'd been a Boy Scout, and I knew how to, wrap that stuff up. And he goes, "How'd you learn that?" I go, "I was a medic in Nam. I figured that stuff out years ago, or did that years ago." So we get to the ER, and the nurse is like, "Hey, that's pretty good. Where did you learn that?" And the kid goes, "He was a medic in Vietnam. He knew how to do it." The lady looks at me and goes, "Yeah, right."
Yeah. Oh man, what you got coming up? Anything?
Get away from the food. Oh, good times. It's fun. I'm going bowling tomorrow with my granddaughter.
Oh,
Looking
cool.
forward to that. I haven't seen her in a couple of weeks, and she's an amazing young lady, super smart, and we love her to death.
That's
and
cool.
Don't get to see her near as much as we would like to, but it's just a situation, and I get it.
Yeah.
That's life. And so we're going to go bowling with her tomorrow, and I have a 3-day weekend because I'm on call next week.
Okay.
That's no biggie.
Yeah, you got to do it, right, Mike? I mean,
You gotta pay the bill somehow. Somebody's got to afford this nice patio cover. I got to do it somehow.
I tell you, it's been hot. Oh, damn, today, right now I think it's 111.
Holy hot, man.
Yeah,
That is crazy.
I know, and it's early now. It's early in the summer, so
Yeah.
I hate to see what's going to be around August, September.
Just 95 here. So.
It's 111, but I mean, everybody says, well, it's no humidity. All right, and I get it, but put your head in the freaking oven and then take it out and put it over a steam bed. You're still going to get burnt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's next week is supposed to be solid 100, 100 to 105, and it'll be that way for the next 3 weeks or so.
We had rain out here, and I mean, everybody's like walking around looking like, what the hell is this stuff? You know? And it rained for a good bit. But I mean, we didn't get, no inches or anything out of it, but I mean, it was a lot more than. And you know what I noticed, Mike? It's the rain smells out here.
Does it? Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't stink or anything, but it has a distinct odor that you walk out and you, wow, what the hell is that? And then bang, next thing you know, the cloud will come over.
We can usually smell it too, but it's more like it's more like a fresh rain. And I smelled it the other day because we had the dark clouds above us, but it was so hot that the rain wasn't coming down all the way. It was off a little bit in the distance, but you could see where it was coming down, and then it would be like clear. You've seen that, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you can smell it, but it's like, oh, too bad it's too freaking hot out.
When I look out from my balcony out, I could see the mountains there, and then I could see downtown, a portion of downtown, and the planes coming in and out of Harry Reid, I guess it's called now.
It used to be McCarran, wasn't it?
It used to be McCarran. Now you can see the clouds because I guess this is our rainy season. I guess this is probably the sixth time it rained since I've been here in 3 years. Yeah.
I was in Vegas 4 or 5 years ago with my buddy Steve. He won a trip there through his company, and it was November, 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. Damn, it was dark at 4 o'clock almost.
Yeah, it's I tell you, I was telling somebody asked me before, it's got to be nuts living out there and crazy. Never mind, man. It's quiet. I mean, I'm a mile away from Green Valley Ranch, so and I'm like 12 miles from downtown. So, we're out. It's a nice little community. It's well kept, But if you want nuts, I mean, it's 12 miles away.
Yeah, I met Webster when I was there. Remember Webster? Can't remember his real name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like, hey, you Webster? And he was cool. He was really cool.
Yeah.
He's in his wheelchair, and he goes, sometimes. Nice to meet you. And fist bumped him. Yeah, fist bumped him. Got a couple pictures with him.
Yeah, a lot of celebrities out there. Matter of fact, Louis Anderson, who just died not too long ago, he was maybe about 10 blocks away from where I live.
Okay. I liked Louis. He was pretty cool.
Oh, he's a funny guy.
Yeah.
He was a funny guy.
I met Tia Carrera. Is that her name? Tia Carrera? She was at that conference.
Wow, okay.
And Grand Funk Railroad was there. That was pretty cool, too, to listen to them.
Huh.
GFR,
but it's going back.
Yeah. There is a band called Generation Radio. They call Emmanuel Lewis. Thank you so much. That's his name. So he was actually a cool guy. He's got to kick back and sometimes. One is asphalt smell, another one is the beach. Two smell wet grass or wet field. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? I understand. Yeah, I understand what he's talking about with the asphalt because a lot of people say, it's the road that stinks and this and that. It didn't even hit the ground yet, and you could smell it. It's distinct. It's like almost like something's coming. Scent 1000. I got to check you out, bud.
Emmanuel Lewis. And anyhow, Generation Radio's got, they call it a super group. It's got Jada Marcus in it and somebody from Journey, Jason Sheff, who was lead singer of Chicago for 30 years. They're all in it, and it's like listening to music from the 80s, the rock, and just a little bit of heavy metal from the 80s. The album doesn't come out till August 12th, but man, from what I've heard of it so far, man, it's good.
No, I gotta check out for my grandson's birthday. I give him a little bit of money, but he's 20 years old. He's so into music, okay. And what he's doing now, he's collecting vinyl. Dude, I had more vinyl than you could shake a stick at. You know what I mean?
Got rid of mine today.
I had 78s, I had 45s, I had Elvis on RCA and what else. Anyway.
Oh wow.
So now he's collecting, but what he does is he did rap music and stuff like that, but he's very computer savvy. And what he did was he takes little excerpts from different music, little cuts, and puts it all together.
Okay.
And makes his own music with it like that. So I told him, I said, well, Pop needs some music for my videos. So I put it together. But what I did was I gave him all my CDs. I gave him my
Okay.
CD player. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I gave him my CD player, and I gave him all my CDs. I probably had close to 200 CDs. And this morning, before I come, I play the drums every day for maybe an hour, 2 hours. I try to anyway. That's my exercise. And I said,
I like
I
it.
gotta go find this one CD. My wife said, "Remember, you're getting old."
Yeah.
I gave them all away.
We
I
gave
found it.
Mrs. Dude Jean gave our daughter our round table. What's it called?
Turntable.
Turntable. Thank you. Round table. See, it's been so long.
Round table. That's the nights.
Yeah. Well, gave her our turntable and all of my records I had. I have three or four Peter Cetera's original album when he was still with Chicago. Sammy Hagar's Eagles Fly, every Chicago all the way up to 18, and just a whole bunch of other ones. They were still in the original wrapper, and still had the price. By the way, I was looking at some of these, like Boston in '86 when it came out, third stage. It cost me $9.99, just like download the music online, so it costs $9.99.
Wow.
Yeah, it was cool, but it was kind of sad to see it go. But in the same sense, just we don't listen to it.
Pull my pork. I'm getting involved in a collab in September. In fact, I'm due to put one up by September 7th. It's with a lot of people. I think they said there's like 95 different channels that are involved in it.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's like the end of the summer. End of the. I can't remember the name of it right now. I tell you what, lately I'm having a hard time remembering stuff.
Getting hot. That's the story.
Yeah.
Really, actually, that sounds like a huge collab. What's it about?
At the end of the year, it's got to be cooked outside. It's got to be on some kind of grill or smoker or something. And what they're going to do is you got to let them know what you're doing. The one guy, and he's going to try to keep it so it's not repetitive.
Gotcha.
So it's going to be anywhere from meat to vegans, to be doing it, and it's more or less to help out smaller channels and stuff like that. So,
DJ Sir Sans a lot. Out there, we're rocking the turntable. That's funny. It's all good. I'm in the collab. My date is September 1st. I hadn't heard of that collab. Who's putting it on?
Kettle Kitchen, and some other. There's, you know what, Mike? All of a sudden, a couple different people. I got involved. I was watching a couple like homesteaders and stuff like that, growing their own stuff at Sheena, and people like that, and they're all involved in it. I tell you what, pretty interesting stuff.
It is. I did a collab not too long ago with a homesteader. I'm not going to say who, and it was a total bomb.
Really? Yeah.
My video, I got 150 views, and out of the 3 or 4 other people who did it, there was no support whatsoever. You know how when I do mine, I'm always like throwing advertisements out there and putting it out there big time, but there was nothing.
As a matter of fact, I joined one guy. Hey, Kidrific Mike.
Hey, Mike.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
Good.
Mikey, what's going on, man?
Oh man, it's been a day. It's been a day. Yeah, we've been running errands and whatnot, and tried to stop and get something to eat and bring it home from Dickie's Barbecue.
Got one going in around the corner.
What's that?
Got a Dickie's going in around the corner.
Well, this is literally around the corner from us, 5 minutes or less from the house, and they got home and they shorted one of my sides. Every bit of the food is cold.
Wow.
So
no bueno,
Guess what I did?
You
went back.
No.
You ate it.
I went and got on Yelp and I burned them a new one. That's better than taking anything back.
Mm-hmm.
I've done Dickie's with DoorDash, and the food's still hot by the time it gets here. So
right, exactly. I'm 5 minutes away, and I get home and everything's cold. I mean, that's ridiculous.
You hear Murphy's Law. My name should be Murphy. It really should be, because no matter what goes on in my life, it's Murphy's Law. What's going to happen is going to happen. Right? Nope.
Well, if anybody else wants to hop on, please do. We've got 3 more spots.
I got to tell you, Pull My Pork Barbecue, that is an absolute fantastic channel name.
It is. It really is. Yeah.
I love that channel name. Jonesy.
He's going September 1st, Pull My Pork. Yeah, I'm on the 7th. But, I got a list of rules of what you can do. I got to read them back. I just read it real quick. What you got to do, the whole bit. It's got to be cooked outside and everything else like that.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say what I'm doing, but I'm going to do something out of the ordinary. So I'm trying to.
Golly, Kettle Kitchen sent me the email with that. I asked him last night on Belt Loops Live who can do it, and he goes, anybody you want in, I'll send you an email. So he sent me an email. He listens. Thank you, and I'm going to do my best to be a part of it. I just got to get it figured out how I'm going to do and get back in touch with him and confirm I want to do it.
Did you get a date?
No. He said once you get back, once I confirm I want to do it. It was more or less really like an invitation that he sent.
Okay.
What is his
Kettle Kitchen?
I'm trying to find what it's called. It's hashtag Pull My Pork. Can you put it up, or can you tell me what it is? I can't find. I'm having trouble today with freaking electronics. I should be in a covered wagon outside hitching up the horse, getting ready to go to town. That's the way I feel right now with technology. Jesus, crying out loud.
Go to his community. Yeah, he does lives in that. He's going live tonight.
Who's that?
Kettle Kitchen, late night with Kettle Kitchen.
Yeah. He goes on tonight. Nice guy. Seems like a nice guy. His name is Tony, I believe. And,
right, I think it is Tony. Yep.
Yeah, the drunken chef.
Nice guy.
Drunken chef was involved in it, and he told me he's wanting to see if he can get in on it. It's a good deal, the whole bit. I said, yeah, I'll give it a shot.
I got my order from Drunken Chef today.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Well, I blew it. I was gonna open it on camera, and sure enough, as soon as I got it, I'm ripping it apart. And I'm like, "What are you doing?"
It must be after you hit that freaking 6-0 number that things start going downhill. I mean, just good God Almighty.
My wife said, "Well, can you tape it back shut?" I said, "It's ripped to hell." I was like, "Ignore all the tape. Ignore."
Can you post up the hashtag what it's called that cook?
Yeah, let's get the hashtag.
Yeah, I forget the hashtag.
Site, I didn't see anything.
From this thing, I mean, I keep pressing for it to do, and it's not working. I don't understand it.
It's not
hashtag Patty Joe Beer.
It's not
I paid the bill. I paid the bill. So I got to tell you, listen to this one, dude. You're going to get a kick out of this.
All right.
So a couple months ago, I had Sirius XM, okay, which I thought it was great. I had it for a long time, and all of a sudden they turned around and raised the price. So I was paying $5 a month. Actually, it was $6 a month for everything. It had to, whatever the hell they call it, platinum. Or they got so many precious metals, what they call stuff. I have no idea. So they raised it from $6 to $21. I said, that's ridiculous.
Get that.
That's ridiculous. So I called up and I got a hold of the woman who I think she lives in Detroit, Pakistan. And
Detroit, Pakistan?
Yeah. And
her name is Tanya. She lives in Detroit, Pakistan.
Yeah, right. And I said, how's the cricket game going? Oh, the cricket is good.
You play a lot of cricket there in Detroit?
Yeah. So I turned around and I canceled it. Okay. After a little bit of haggling back and forth. And so I let it go. So now they kept sending me stuff. Guarantee you for a year. Sign up now. We'll give you this. We'll give you that. Last chance cook-off. That's what it's called. Hashtag Pull My Pork. Thank you. So I get it back. So I had to go out because I parked my car on their carport, so I had to pull it out so the signal would hit and put it back in again. And I have it through my Alexa app. Shut up, Alexa. So now I'm over the weekend. I'm just last Thursday. I did it Friday, all day Friday, trying to get it hooked up to my A app. Wouldn't do it. Okay. So I call, and actually, there again, I called, well, let's see, Madison, Pakistan, and they told me that was with Sirius. So I called Sirius. Nope, it's not us. It's got to be with them.
Rickster's in the house.
Hey, Rick.
5 phone calls. They can't figure out what's going on with it. So I can't use it. I mean, I can manually do it, but if I ask her to play it through my system, my stereo system, she can't do it. Won't do it. So that's where I'm at now with technology.
I think it's Spotify is what I do. And I like that I can kind of set my own channel, you know. I have like the Eagles channel, the Jimmy Buffett channel, Chicago channel. What's the New Orleans jazz channels one I've been listening to a lot lately.
Rick, what's up, brother?
Rick, did you make it to the next level, or is that Craig?
I tried to go on there the other day to find out what it was, and it wouldn't put it up. It said, "Stay tuned for the next update."
Yeah. Lance said that he didn't make it. He was up against Jorge.
Yeah, I think George whipped him up pretty good on that one. But but that was a crazy thing to do anyway, to desert.
Yeah.
And I give Lance a lot of credit for what he did and how he did it, but as far as practical, I wouldn't. I
think Lance did a great job. They both did.
Yeah, I agree. They both did. That was but didn't, if I remember, Lance used a box cake mix, and didn't George make everything from scratch?
I think you're right. I think you're right.
Yeah.
And both of them look fantastic. I mean, they both look great.
Live and learn, man.
I went over to Smoking Joe's Pit Barbecue, and I could not find the results.
Congratulations, Rick. That's awesome. Sorry.
Wow, right. Rick, you took out
took Craig
behind the garage.
Wow.
Craig did that pork belly with Rick's sauce or Rick's rubs. That was funny.
True, I forgot about that.
That's what I'm going to get a hold of him about his rubs. I'm going to find out. I know he just moved, so give him a week,
great
couple
product.
weeks.
So,
what did you do to your thumb?
I took the salad off today, trying to slice zucchini with the mandolin. What a jerk!
Oh Lord,
Mike, the whole day went downhill from there. Like I was on unbelievable.
Oh Lord, did you have to get stitches?
Marie thought I should have, but I was in the middle of creating. Okay, I couldn't. At one point, I'm like,
told Marie?
Blood's running down my arm. I hold my hand up like this, and I told Marie, I don't think I get anything in the vegetables. We're good. No meat.
Well, I've got a mandolin, and I took the top of one finger, just a slight bit of the skin off one time on it, and I'm like, well, that could have been really bad. It was just. Those things are dangerous.
Breaking Marie's chops. I hope she's not listening. I swore I wouldn't say this on. I said to her, I says, I got a problem now, because you know what this hand's for. When
ringing the bell.
When I go to the bathroom.
Uh-oh.
Okay. She said, you better get a mop there then, buddy.
I had a buddy that broke both hands once falling off the ladder. And the first thing I asked
learn how to use the other hand.
First thing I asked him was, how do you wipe?
Better see if you can get a bidet called in.
She
Better
said,
see
"I
if you
love
can get a
you."
bidet installed.
She said, "I love you." She said, "But
Go
guess
get the
what?
water
You're
fountain.
screwed. You're
Jonesy.
you're screwed, buddy."
Jonesy, how are you?
I'm doing well, friends. I was
mate?
sitting inside on a Saturday morning and had my phone in my hand, and then the battery went to like 2%, and I thought, "Oh bugger, I'll have to go outside and into the other room."
And it's only
I thought,
morning,
yeah. Oh, it's 10:38 Saturday morning.
and your battery's already dead.
Yeah, well, no, it's an ongoing process. I use it way too much.
Hey, Jonesy, being that's the next day out there, do you have a lottery up there? Maybe
I
you
wish.
can.
I wish I would go. I would have done that a long time ago, my friend.
Jonesy, what part of Australia are you from?
Down the bottom in Tasmania. So,
You know Taz Dad? Taz
I
Daz?
don't, not personally, but I know who he is. Yeah,
Yeah. Darren? Yeah, he's got a
he's,
great channel.
he's about 4 hours away from me.
Oh, okay.
Because he's on the island too, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah, he's down one end and I'm up the top.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, he's I think he's down by that. Where was the shooting at back in 2000?
Yeah, down in
Down there.
bottom of Hobart there at
The Hobart area. Yeah, that's
yeah. Well,
where, Patrick from Patty Joe Cooking. Do you know Patrick from Patty Joe?
yeah, for sure. His dream is to come here to live, Patrick.
Yeah,
Really?
He and I are cousins, so I give him
really?
shit constantly.
Did you ever confirm this, or is this just what y'all say still?
We have not confirmed it via blood test, but the family lines just go right back the same place.
This
There's
is the guy I
name
was
is-
telling you about, Jonesy. This is the
Yeah,
guy I was
no.
telling you about. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been watching him for a while. There's a comedian out here called Elliot Goblet, and I wrote in one of his comments. I said, "Man, he's got the mannerisms, he's got the look, the blank sort of stare at the camera." And I said, "You've got to be a relation to Elliot Goblet, haven't you?" And he's come back and he said, "Oh, yeah," and exactly the way Elliot would have responded. And he said, "Nope," like.
Oh,
When Patrick,
Patrick's family came from Scotland, and that's where my mom's side came from, Scotland, the same area. But my
Yep.
side of the family left in the early or the mid 1700s, and his just left in the 60s. So I mean, the mannerisms are very similar. Our likes, our dislikes. A picture of my granddad and a picture of his granddad is like almost a spitting image. It's crazy.
It's amazing how the internet
wow.
and like this social media realm sort of connects people
Mm-hmm.
all over the globe and for all different ways. Like I'm a bit of a music tragic, but I'm watching cooking and I'm watching gardening and I'm watching prepping and I'm watching all sorts of stuff I probably would never watch in my normal day to day.
That's the thing right there. I mean, I get it with the copyright stuff and everything like that. But I was thinking today, can you imagine if we were allowed to use any music?
Yeah.
We could. What kind of videos would we be putting out there?
You just got to go. You just got to go to my other channel.
Yeah.
No, but no, it's like I pay nearly $7,000 a year just to play music on online radio. So I've got licensing fees I've got to pay all over the globe, but it's sort of what I do.
I get it. Everybody's got to get paid.
Money goes to the musicians. Like I'm using their. I'm not making. I'm not making much, but it's it's what you do. It's just I like promoting the up and comers. So
I got a friend out here, Stevie Dunham. He's a music producer. He's been around doo-wop singer. The guy's probably, I think he might be even younger than you, dude. I think he might be 53 or something like that. But he's into doo-wop, but he collects records and stuff like that.
Yep.
So yeah, exactly. And he got connected with a couple other guys, Mike Miller and a couple of the people from the East Coast, and they did a collab with Little Anthony and the Imperial, from Little Anthony Imperial.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, I seen Stevie a couple of weeks ago when I went and seen the Duprees, and he's telling me that I got to get you to meet little Anthony and stuff like that. So the other night I'm laying in bed, my phone dings, okay, and I look it up. Hello. Wasn't nobody talking. I hit the button, right, and on what do you call it? Facebook, on Messenger, little Anthony. He said, "Hi, Ron." So I type back, Tom. Oh, I'm sorry, Tom. I'm sorry, Tom. Listen to that. So I went back and forth, real short answers because I figured I was getting what do you call it, hacked or something.
Yes,
And yeah, so he started talking about Stevie and this and that, and blah blah blah. And he says, "I've been watching you for a while, and I love your Sunday with Sinatra." Like that, we got to get together. He's 81 years old, and he just did a double album, almost like a I guess a trilogy, I guess, type of thing. All his different music and some new music, and he's getting set to go on tour.
That's awesome.
Figure that one. 81 years old. And he sounds great. I mean, his voice is strong as hell and stuff like that. I'm 67 for crying out loud. I'm cutting the shit out of myself, you know.
I'm the older generation. Like I'm 60, but most of my friends are either like mates that I grew up idolizing that are 10 years older than me or 15 years older than me, and they're still going strong and recording and playing. And then I like the up and comers. Like it's funny when you're in the game because you gravitate towards somebody's daughter or somebody's niece or somebody you know that needs a push along or needs a helping hand or a step up or and you sort of maybe you should just do it. But if the music's good, I'll push them along if I can.
That's cool.
That's you got to look after your friends or your mates or your family. It's if you don't, if everybody look, that's a life motto. If everyone looked after their friends, mates, and families, it'd be a pretty cool place.
True that, mate. True that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm a big fan of Chicago, especially their older stuff. But they just put out an album July 15th, Chicago 38, Born for This Moment, and it has a lot of hark back to their 70s stuff, right? And they did the entire album via the trombone player would play his part in his studio, the trumpet player would do his, the guitar player would do his, and then they all sent it to the guitar player's place where he mixed it all.
Yep.
And boy, the sound is just phenomenal. Good to hear those guys back and playing their old stuff.
Back in the old days, where the record label would give you, say, $70,000 to go record an album, and you'd pay an engineer and a producer, and then you'd go and you'd do the album. Then every sale of that album would go back to the record company until you covered the cost of the production, and 90% of the time you never made it back, and then you're in debt to the label, and then you'd be working to do gigs and giving the money of the gigs to the label, and it was like it was just wrong the way it works. It doesn't work that way now. The labels are done and dusted.
I know a guy who he's gone now. He's passed away, but he made a career and a living. He made good money doing it, just being a studio musician.
Oh, for sure. I got mates doing that now, living over in Nashville and just doing the thing.
That's Music City now, big time.
Yeah.
I got a good friend whose daughter's doing really well over there, and they're called Leaving Lennox, and her and a partner, and the dad is my mate. He went over there for a holiday, and I've been going there for a while, and I've been saying to this guy, mate, you've got to get over there because what you do is a little bit different, but they'll gravitate to you for sure. And he went over there for a 2-month stint, and he's had so many great comments, and technically he wasn't supposed to be playing. He was there on a holiday visa, but he snuck onto a few little gigs here and there. Yeah, and he's in the process now trying to get the green card. So unfortunately, I'll lose him being close by, but the way of the internet.
Oh yeah, the internet's just like
bad.
You're in Tasmania. You're on the bottom of the world, half a world away, and here we are.
Well, it's like I said, it's a warm day today. It's about 5 degrees.
I think I saw you post 30
Celsius.
degrees or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, that's Fahrenheit. I'm
Yeah.
trying to get my head around both of the Fahrenheit and the Celsius, but yeah, it's winter. You know, you got to expect it to be cold, and but we got some good cloud cover, which sort of keeps it not that bad. So when it's clear skies and then the winds come up from the south, it is absolutely, yeah. It might be 5 degrees outside with a wind chill factor of whatever, and feels like -10. You know,
Oi.
it's lovely.
Did you
So-
just say
so
oi?
how-
Oi.
Yeah, he did.
That's what that's my Patty Joe beer commercials. I say at the very end, oi, like that Marco Jackson. Remember the guy who did the Energizer thing back in the 80s and 90s?
Yep.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
The football player. Yeah. He was
Yeah.
crazy, that guy. Yeah. Hey, we were in Memphis and we were walking around. We had about 2 weeks there, and we're walking around on a day off, and me and the bass player are hanging out, and we're eating in this bar, and this crowd of people starts walking, like hundreds and hundreds of people walking past the bar, and we're going, where are all these people going? And they're saying, oh, there's a Grizzlies game on, and I'm going, well, let's follow them. And we went in there and we bought a reasonably cheap ticket, and we're sort of not that far away from the action, but the Grizzlies were getting smashed, and we're just sitting there, and the crowd sort of get a bit quiet, a bit sort of disappointing, and we were drinking, we had a few beers. And we're drinking
No, I can't. I find it hard to believe, Jonesy.
No, well, I don't really drink much these days. But
I know.
Went on tour, stays on tour, but yeah, we were in the crowd, and my mate goes, the Grizzlies scored, and they were about 32 points behind, and the Grizzlies scored, and we went, Aussie, 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 and then in the back you hear, oi, 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 and it's like it's an Australian thing, you wouldn't know how to do it unless you were Australian, and then every time the Grizzlies scored and they cheered, and then as the cheer went up, and then it sort of the sound comes back, Aussie, 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 and then and then other people were getting into it. It was quite we had a fun time, put it that way.
Right on.
Yeah. Hello, we got the lovely Marie.
Marie.
Say hello. I mean,
I don't see them. Hello.
oh, here, look at
Marie.
here.
Hello.
Hey, Marie.
There goes the lovely Marie.
Yeah. I think I need a Chianti pretty soon.
The Chianti kid.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna talk to her and have her write a story on the Chianti kid.
No, don't you dare.
She might bring it with some fava beans.
What the hell? I told him when we sat down, I had my finger up like this, and I said to us, first one to taste my thumb wins the prize. She didn't get too much of a kick out of that one. Right now, I've never done this before. Right now, I'm uploading a video as we're talking.
Hey, there you go. That's the beauty of the internet. Wide world of web right there.
I don't know how that happened, but I am.
Multitask.
So
It'll probably be us talking right here. I'm uploading.
Well,
if you got the bandwidth, it works, man.
yeah.
I'm assuming the weather's nice and warm. We're all three of you.
Tom, how warm is it there?
Oh, yeah.
It's 95 here in Boise, Idaho.
It is 111 right now. I'm sorry. Wait. Let me correct myself. It's 109.
Good God, I'm so glad you corrected yourself, Tom.
Hey Siri, what's the
2 degrees, man.
I mean, it's
It's about
really it's not that bad, but in the same token, it's hot. I don't give a damn what anybody says.
Hey Siri, what's the humidity?
Who with me?
No, here I was asking Siri.
Uh.
It's 81 with a 71% humidity.
Oh, yeah, that's
It's like 101.
Yeah,
that's when you have a shower. And you're,
it's not like
5%.
101 anywhere else unless you got humidity. It's 101 and you're gonna get swamp ass.
It's a see out here they don't have a feels like. Out here if they
Oh.
call it, this is it. It is
This
what
is
it
it.
is.
Let's see.
Oh, we get feels like in winter, summer, fall, spring. It's always going to be the feels like temperature here.
I said, why would you want to ruin somebody's day? That's 87 feels like 140. Why would you want to do that? You know what I mean? It just don't make sense to me.
All right,
Well,
for
everybody got
me,
tired
it's
of hearing the wind chill factor so they came up with feels like temperatures.
Yeah.
Because
feels like 95 here. Humidity 11%, Mike. Just
good
for you.
Lord. Man, you in the tropics. But you'll pay for it in the wintertime, right?
Yeah, it's okay. You may get a week or two, especially middle of January, where it's 0.
Yeah, that's the
But do you
same
get
thing.
most.
snow? How much snow you get?
5 years ago, we had a thing called Snowmageddon. We saw snow here in the 1st of June, but for the most part, it'll snow 10 days out of the year and a couple inches, and it's gone.
Well, we had the snow hit here, the biggest one, and it was an ice storm and some snow, but mostly ice. That's where we get ice storms more than snow. In 2014, that was the last one of any consequence, and it just shut down everything. And people were stranded on I-285, which is the perimeter highway around Atlanta, and they got the mayor on like Good Morning America or something like that. The mayor of Atlanta, Kasim Reed at the time. And mind you, now I was working for the city of Atlanta at that time, and they had him on there, and they were roasting him about how the city couldn't handle the snow, yada yada yada. He said I-280. They said I-285 is a parking lot. People are stranded out there for hours. This is your city, da 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 da. And he goes, "Excuse me, I-285 is not in the city." And they're like,
That just popped up for me, Tom.
What's that?
Your video.
It's coming up now. Okay.
Yeah. Happy hour reruns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
Cooking and barbecue. Welcome to the show.
That was quick. Wow.
Dude, I got to tell you, the wrinkle you put in there where you asked for, when the guy says, "Oh yeah, we got Patty Joe beer," and you say, "You have a low carb? You want low carb?" Okay. Yeah, I got low carb. Here, low carb.
There it is.
I said to him, I said, "Where'd you get that pen?" That means I can get a pizza delivered right on it, low carb.
I need that pen. I need that. I got a low carb pen.
The other one I filmed at the same time, it'll come out later, is he comes up and asks for the light beer.
Yeah.
Light.
Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you. That's what I wanted to tell you. I can't use it if once you put it up.
What?
Yeah, once you put it up, I can't download it and put it on. So when you send it to me, okay, the other way, I can use it, but then I have to go over and overdub it because from Messenger it doesn't pick up the audio.
Interesting.
Yeah. So when I do so on this one here, the audio might be a little bit because I had to hold the phone up to the mic to play it out that way.
Okay.
Did anyone see the special moves from the Mr. B29 last night when he was doing his late night dancing to try to stay awake?
I tell you, I thought I was going to wet my pants with that one. He had some moves, boy.
Oh, he's got it. He's definitely got it. He's an extrovert for sure.
And he was doing it in them bloomers he's got.
Oh man,
yeah.
He
was dancing in his bloomers that he mows the yard in.
They were doing a something to help an older guy out with his granddaughter, help adopt his granddaughter. I don't know what the details on it, but this one guy,
Hafford Homestead.
Yeah, this one guy, Dillhole, I guess he lives not that far from Belt Loop, but he said I have 3. Yeah, that's his name.
Dill, Dill Hole.
Listen to this; it's funny as hell.
Oh, it is funny.
He says, right. I got $300, but you have to meet me at, I guess, like a 7-Eleven, we would know it as, I guess, a convenience store. So Belt Loop says, There's 3 or 4 of them in the area. Which one? So he said which one it was. So Belt Loop gets in his truck and his bloomers. Down he goes, okay? And he goes into the store and he's walking around the store and somebody typed in. I thought I was going to drop dead right there laughing. Somebody taps into him and he said, now you got to picture this. Belt Loop's going into this convenience store and he's going to ask, he has never seen Dill Hole before. And he's going to ask, excuse me, are you Dill Hole?
Yeah.
I thought I was going to crack up. So then, he meets him. They're taking pictures, and that guy gives him $300. I mean, they're 300 cash for this.
Yeah.
So Belt Loop gets home, and now Belt Loop's going to dance. He's trying to do stuff for his 24-hour thing. So this Dill Hole calls back. He says, "I got a couple $100 more if you do the worm." Everybody's going, "Do the worm." Do the worm.
Yeah.
So he went 24 hours. There's not that many words in my vocabulary to go 8 hours.
I didn't think you could do 24 hours. I thought
he does 11 and then shut it off.
No, you can't.
11.
He had. What he ended up doing, he did 11 hours and like 55 minutes, shut it down, opened up another one, did like almost 9 hours, and then shut it down and did one for like just over 3 hours.
Okay.
And then at the end of that, when it all finished and went backstage, he kept talking for about another 15 minutes to everybody and thanking everybody. And we're saying, mate.
And he had to go to work today.
Yeah.
Wow. I spoke to him earlier on. He was
and
all
then
good.
in the middle of this whole thing, he gets a phone call and he says, I gotta put you on hold a minute. And I guess the guy he worked with got killed or
did work with. The guy was a guy that he did work with, and he kind of trained him type of thing. And the guy had left about a year before, and he just found out that he was killed in Jackson, Mississippi.
Oh.
Yeah.
And he was shook up over that for most of the rest of the night.
He's an emotional dude. I mean, he's a good guy. He's a really good guy.
You
know what? He acts like he's a dumb redneck. That's what he acts like.
He ain't dumb.
Okay? And I tell you one thing, his whole family is well educated.
Yes, including him.
Including him.
When he was doing the dance and thinking nobody's watching, he's got it on silent, so his screen's on silent. He's doing all these moves out in the back, and then his wife walks in from outside.
Yeah,
and then then he turns and stands up, and then he just instead of stopping, he just walks over to her and starts trying to dance with her. It was quite.
And he ate a Caribbean habanero, which is like twice as hot as a regular habanero, or as he calls it, a habanero. And he said he put it in his mouth, and he is just he's running to the refrigerator to get ice cream to eat.
Oh man!
So, usually on his lives, okay, what I'll do is if he starts talking about something, okay, and and he don't stop, and then that guy come over and he's doing this and that, so I'll go like this. I did that last night, and they all started yawning. They're gonna fall apart.
Yeah.
Have you ever been watching a live, and then your lovely wife goes, "You need to run up the road, and we need this, and this for tonight's meal or whatever." Go to the grocery store. So off I go. I take the phone with me, and I sort of got an audio coming through the car. I get to the supermarket, and they're just talking about taking the chili, and I've gone, I can't, I got to watch this. So I took the phone with me, and I'm sort of walking around the store, sort of watching, and I had to have the audio going to hear it. And then this guy, like when they were really pumping him to eat it, this guy next to me is going, "What are you watching?" And I said, "Oh, there's an American friend of mine. He's trying to eat this red hot chili, and then he's gone like that to look at it over my shoulder, and then he's yelled to a mate of his, "Hey, come over and check this out." And then like 10 people, no word of a lie, come over. And I'm holding the phone in the supermarket, and these 10 complete strangers are all watching Belt Loop do his thing, and they all started, and they were all going, because he was going, I'm going to do it. No, I'm not. I'm going to do it. No, I'm not. I'm going to do it. And they're saying, you can do it, mate. Come on. And then in the supermarket, and geez, it was funny. It was just surreal.
He's a real good guy. I mean, he, I don't. You know what I noticed before though, Mike? I was looking through before I came on with you, and I'm looking through. All of a sudden now, everybody's doing lives.
Yep.
Yes.
A ton of people doing
watch
lives.
hours. There's if you go to like a VidQ or whatever it is,
VidIQ.
VidIQ, that's it.
That's what I use.
They'll tell you in their videos, if you want to build watch hours, that's one of the top 5 ways to do it.
Yeah, and that's like Tom and I were talking before you got on, Mike and Jonesy, that my watch hours are down big time. Well, some of it is I didn't do live for 2 weeks, but if you extrapolate the lives out and look at it, it's like my watch time's down.
Yeah,
And I think it's just a time of year.
Mine was down, and after Wednesday, where Tom and I went for almost 6.5 hours, they shot up.
Yeah, exactly.
At one point, I looked at Mike, and Mike was going like this in the chair.
I was. I don't doubt it for a minute. I was, oh man. And there would be folks coming in and saying, y'all still here? What the heck you been talking about for all this time? What the?
And you know, you would think that that you would topic like ours would be about food, barbecuing, which it does a little bit, but then sometimes we go off track.
We had some hellacious tangents.
And the first one you did, Mike, was waiting. All of a sudden we started talking about, like you said, what's his name? Johnny Depp. I said,
yeah.
This is going sideways right now.
Oh.
That was a fun one.
Depp has entered the conversation again.
Hey, I heard
he's playing live a bit too, actually, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
What do you call Grumpus? I heard Grumpus is sick. Him and his wife are both sick.
Yeah, I don't know if they got the seed or not. I don't know if they got the cooties or what. But I heard it
hope
too.
Not.
I hope not too.
Down here, like we're about 10 years behind the rest of the world, and down here, everybody's in sort of that first picture March 2020, and that's when everyone was sort of freaking out. Well, that's like happening here right now. Like, even though it's been, because the island was locked down, so the island, they didn't let anybody onto the island, so the island was pretty safe and the island was pretty clean, and now it's like open to international travelers and everything else, man. Everyone's walking around like that. Yeah.
Has anybody heard from Daddy Dutch? I ordered some stuff from him almost a month ago. I haven't heard nothing from him.
Yeah, Kent commented right before we went live. He just said hi, but he's probably off watching. He's really good friends with CJ and the Walton twins or whatever, and they've got Maddie and Kiki on tonight. Everybody wants to look at they'd rather look at Maddie and Kiki than our ugly mugs.
I don't know.
I don't blame them.
Actually, hey, how are you going out there? What's? Geez, I'm hopeless. I'm new to this game. I tell you. Oh, you're holding 11 strong, and how many likes you got? Oh, I can't tell.
Let me look.
Let me
it don't show how many. It just shows that I hit the like button.
It does, doesn't it?
I know I've had 1,000 impressions and 2.2 hours from impressions alone.
Nice.
What does that mean? What does impressions mean?
I like this. Judy.
Yes, that and anytime that they throw up like on your home screen or on that side screen, where you've got all the videos, that's an impression.
Oh, so suggested videos.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
I'm still I was Judy.
Why certainly?
You dirty rat.
Yeah.
Why certainly?
What impressions do you know? Let's see.
That's not a knife.
That's not a knife.
That is actually one I've got playing because I have a sword.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
I have a sword, and I'm going to do a Patty Joe beer commercial where a guy walks in with his little pocket knife.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not, oh, mate, that's not a knife. This is a knife. I'll take my sword out. Here, but here, have a Patty Joe beer.
That's it. And you got to get a g'day copper, you know, and then you
Yeah.
pull out his knife.
Whatever happened to that guy, Paul Hogan?
Oh, he's
Oh,
still alive.
yeah, he's divorced again and doing
Yeah.
his thing.
He's
Yeah.
last I heard he was living in Australia again because he was
yeah,
living in the States for a while.
yeah,
Yeah, he married that chick that he co-starred with. I know that.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
he pretty much started his career with a morning show there in Australia on local
He was,
network, wasn't it?
he's a legend. Like and the stupidest comedy.
Madwood. How you doing, Madwood?
His manager was on the same show, so he had this really smart manager, and then he said, I'll be a character on your show," and he called himself Strop. So he had Hoags and Strop, and Strop was like he used to wear the lifesavers, the little lifesavers yellow and red hats that they wear at the beach when you say.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he'd wear this hat everywhere he went, and he would just like he looked like he should have been out in the backwoods of wherever, and
Australian outback.
yeah. Anyway, he
Well, there was
he
I
only,
forget the name of the movie, but he did it after Crocodile Dundee,
Yeah, he was in a
Where
couple movies.
where he was a ex-con, and he would dress up like famous people, like he dressed up like Rod Stewart and Willie Nelson and all, and he was robbing banks and whatnot doing it. And
he's a wonderful comedian. Yeah.
and I'm
it
telling
really?
you, he had both of them down to a T.
Oh,
The impression he was doing of them was perfect.
he started his career. He started working. He was a lifesaver at the local swimming pool near where I was living at one stage, and then he got a job with the government to work on the Sydney Harbour Bridge. So the Sydney Harbour Bridge, you've got to paint it 24/7. So people are painting it, and because of the salt air, you've got to keep up with it to, keep it. So he was one of the painters on the Sydney Harbour Bridge for years and years and years.
No,
And
this
then
is a brush.
yeah. And then he was a
Yeah,
smart aleck, he used to play tricks on people, and he'd do his little routines. And then someone said to him, you should try doing this in clubs and stuff, and that's how he got his start. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Like Mark
Cool.
Jocko Jackson.
well, and
It's Jacko.
well, the
Jocko.
the second Dundee, I think it was, where they hit him, and he was the one Nugget, they called him, the character in the movie. He had one of the bad guys came up to him and was trying to do something. Have I lost y'all?
No,
I
you're,
froze.
you're good.
No.
Okay, but they it looked like I had froze at all. And so they're talking. He looks down and he says,
How do you get no
Nugget's sitting there and
strikes?
he goes, "Afternoon, mate. Afternoon, mate." And he goes, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Oh, just waiting on you." He says, "Why?" He said, "Oh." And then he tells him, he said, "You should have brought a gun, mate." And he goes, "I don't need a gun. I've got a donk."
Oh, I remember
He was
that.
a
That
donk.
was that dude too that was with him. Yeah.
Yeah, he was an Australian football player.
Yes.
And that's where he gained his fame and all. And he says, he looks at him and says, "What's a donk?" And the guy
Yeah.
turns around and starts beating the snot out of him and said, "I'm a donk."
Yeah. Got all about
Yeah.
Don. Yeah, he was in the outback with him.
And he's a little guy too,
Yep.
He's not that big or
Really?
rugged. Yeah, he's a tiny guy. Yeah. But when you film like Sylvester Stallone, they film him from low, looking up to
That's
make it
true, yeah.
look like he's
Yeah.
big. If they stood him next to, hey,
Right.
there's a female singer out here, Kirsty Lee Akers, and she's smaller than a jockey. So when they do a TV interview with her, they got to stand her on stools and stand her on safety
It's like
steps and stuff.
Old May West. Yeah, Old May West is the
Yeah.
same.
Oh yeah.
You don't realize it. You watch the TV stuff and you see her do her stuff, and then you go to a live gig and you go, she's a midget, she's really small, but lovely country singer too.
But
Here we go. I'm going to do the oi.
yep,
I don't have it up.
Oh,
there
I gotta
you
get a
go.
big
There we
screen.
go.
Oi.
There we go.
He's
It's
a good
gone
guy.
now.
Bring that back. I'm going to get shrimp.
I crossed him on a live somewhere. I can't remember where, but I was on a live and he jumped in and we started talking after it finished. And he just said, "I'd love to come over." I said, "Mate, jump on the plane or come across on the boat. Just, there's a spare room. Come over and we'll hang out."
Right on.
Patty Joe.
Yeah, he said he's a nice
wow.
guy.
He did a
Yeah,
good
I haven't
cook the other
seen him
day.
in
He
a
made
while.
lamb.
Lamb.
I guess
Yeah.
for his mother's
He's good at
birthday.
lamb. Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he made it. I
See, I
said, boy,
missed
that's my
that.
favorite
How
piece
did I
right
miss
there.
that? How did I miss that?
And it was
I
no
got
audio
a
whatsoever. in the
notification.
whole thing.
That
Right.
I'm
Right.
not getting notified with a lot of channels.
Yeah, and I've got
They just-
notifications pushed. It won't do it. I don't understand.
A barbecue rock star in here.
Johnny John, what's
Hey,
up, brother?
What's up? But that one he did where he's talking to the camera, and as the camera is the person that he's talking to, and he's saying, "Let's go to the store," and he
Oh yeah.
starts heading, and he goes, and he gets past the thing, and he turns back, and he sees the city, and says, "Are you coming or not?"
Yeah. I broke his
That's a-
balls because he went into the bottle shop, made a
The bottle shop.
had
Yeah.
the camera up there with the bottle shop, and he gets home and he's opened up a can of beer. I said, "Hold on a minute. I thought you went to the bottle shop. What are you doing with cans?"
I never thought of that. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
If I
That
got
bottle
a choice,
shop's around the corner from his house.
if I got a choice between a bottle and a can, I'm going bottle every time.
But Patty Joe beer, you can't put a bottle in this to make
Yeah,
it look like
exactly.
it's generic beer.
I thought for sure when I drew it, I said, "I'm going to get a copyright strike." Because
I thought it was awesome. I thought you did a great job.
I
Oh.
cracked up laughing with that.
I beat myself. I laughed my butt off, and I beat myself up all at the same time for not thinking of it. So I was conflicted.
I like to give Patrick crap. We do constantly. He works a lot these days, but he and I used to sit there, 100 texts a day back and forth, and we would give each other crap constantly. And Patty Joe Beer started, I think, with the bottle shop one. He would send me picture or video of him watching my video and drinking a beer, and then he would go like this, right, or make some crazy thing. And so I started doing little Patty Joe, the Adventures of Patty Joe Beer, I think is what it started out as, and it just kind of morphed into this. And
He's got a good sense of humor. He really does.
Oh, he
He
does.
really-
Did
yeah.
you tell
And you know
Jonesy
what?
what the?
Grumpus also has a great sense of humor. I tell you
oh
what.
yeah,
Oh yeah. Did you tell Jonesy what the QR code will do?
the QR code. Don't tell Patrick, but that's for my channel. I've got a bunch headed his way.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that. I love that.
I've been getting a pain across my back and my shoulder, okay, across the front here like this. And I'm blaming medication. I'm doing all kind. Marie said, "You sat at the frigging computer the other day for almost 12 and a half hours.
I can
Your
imagine
arms
that.
going back and forth with the mouse." Oh, shit. I never thought of that. I've been
When I get
speaking a lot of
sponsored by
French
Patty
lately
Joe
today.
Beer.
Well,
Matter of fact, I spoke so much French today that I think I've been standing by the Eiffel Tower. Sponsored. Yeah, we need to find out about the sponsorships here.
The Patty Joe Beer's kind of broke right now.
I tell you what, everybody, I gave him 2 commercials out of the whole thing. So
Patty Joe Beer needs to start selling a few of these. Or something. I don't know. I've been giving them away. They're fun.
how much? Let me know. I'll get them.
I'll buy one.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
But you already got two coming in the mail. So.
Hell, I'll buy another.
But it's just fun. I'm going to have another batch made with his channel on it.
Like in the States, when you chase stickers and stuff, you guys get it at a third of the cost of what we pay out here. I'm telling you, you guys have got it pretty well.
Yeah, it's expensive there. I remember Patrick
Barry.
talking about it.
Well, on the other hand, like, what do you pay for your internet at your house?
Oh, $40 a month for unlimited, and it
120. And
Yeah,
I don't have
116 here.
unlimited. And I don't have unlimited.
Yeah.
What do you pay for your cell phone?
about $30 a month.
My wife and I pay $250
I pay $236 for my wife and I, and that's with 5G
A month.
a
a
month.
month for the two of us. Yeah.
Wow.
Mike, are you 65 yet?
Yes.
Put in for it. Tell me you want a discount.
You can't get it at 55? BS.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. I'll give it a try.
Tell me you're senior citizen. I get my internet coming. All I have is Wi-Fi. I don't have no cable TV, nothing like that.
Well, I didn't want it. I didn't want
use
the cable, but they had it's Xfinity, Comcast, and they say, oh, well, we'll only sell you the package. It comes automatically with the basic channels. And I'm like, but I don't want them. I just want the internet. Oh no, it comes this way automatically. We can't separate them.
Yeah, I turned around and said, you know what? I'll shut it off. I said, I'll rob from my neighbor. I'll go out in the middle of the night with the cable on my belly. It'll be the cable thief. I said, oh, well,
they'll be knocking on the door. Cable guy.
Yeah.
Well, I get a stronger single Wi-Fi from my neighbor's Wi-Fi than I do from my own out the back in this room here. So I'm out the back of the house.
Yeah, the lady says to me, she says, sir, you qualify for senior citizen. I said, well, sign me the hell up. What are you waiting for? I'm 10 toes up, for crying out loud.
Hey, if you guys are on a pension or in the States, can you take that overseas with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
right.
Sure
Marie, pack your bags. We're going to Tasmania.
Yeah, he's got an extra room, right, Jonesy?
Yeah. I don't know about that hill though back there, Jones. We have to change a few things around.
I can actually get dual citizenship. I can get citizenship in
You're
Australia.
Australian, your mom.
Yeah.
Huh. I'll be damned. I'm Irish, so everybody says, well, how come you've never been back to Ireland? I said, they don't want me. I said, why did my family leave in the first place? You know what I mean? So something happened.
I'm German Irish. Neither country wants me.
Yeah. But I wanted to try, like I told Maria, or thing was to go to Italy and Ireland and stuff like that. But then, with all the stuff, and then I thought about it. I said, you know what? Most countries don't like us to begin with.
That's true.
So
That's true.
I'm going to go over and deal with a phony. Hey, how you doing? No.
They like our money though.
Oh yeah.
The Irish are thought of second hand
Easy, Mike.
They are. I'm Irish. I got Irish. I'm Scots Irish. And but here's the funny thing. You want to hear a good one? I did one of those DNA tests, and it came back showing where all my
African.
No, South Asia, India.
Yeah, my mom too.
5%. And I got 14% Scandinavia.
I can see that.
Because with Scotland being up there and how the Norse used to raid Scotland all the time, such as that was what that was about.
Yeah, my mom had some from Hanoi, China, or some crazy place. Like it was like 1%.
Yeah.
I've got a bit of German on my mother's side. So when I was at high school, they made me learn Deutschland.
Deutsch? Deutsch?
Yeah, wie heißt du?
Mm-hmm.
It's been so long. I'm 55. It's been so long since I've spoke German.
Yeah.
It's strangely enough, I can still pronounce the letters, and I can say the word, but I don't know what the hell I'm saying anymore.
And I can count it like a champion in German.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I-
Wir wurden 6, 7 und 9 sehen. That's stuff. You know,
I used to
can
be
get-
fluent in Spanish.
I have
Yeah,
trouble
right.
with English. Ah,
English is a second language to me.
I can hear that.
My first language is Southern.
yeah. I was learning that. I was learning Southern.
And so
We don't
they-
like we don't like English over here. We like Australian because
there you
English.
go. Well, I
Other
actually know the Australian language too. I got that because yeah, I'll satisfy my tucker.
That's it.
But they I tell people I speak 2.5 languages, and they said 2.5. I said yeah. And they said, well, what's your first language? I said they said so is it? I said English is my second language. They said, Lord, what's your first language? I said Southern. And they crack up, and they say, well, what's the half? I say Spanish. They said, what do you mean by how is it half? I said, because I understand it and I read it better than I speak it.
Right.
Because I have trouble remembering the words, but if I see the word and I hear the word, I know what it is most of the time. There he is, the rock star himself.
What's going on?
Yo,
What's
How's
up,
it going,
brother?
brother?
Johnny John, what's up, brother?
How you guys doing? How you guys doing?
Hanging in there.
I-
Hanging in there.
We're rocking it, man.
That's it.
Brother, I got up this morning after I watched your video last night, and I was tired as all get out watching you make the chicken, the wings,
Hey, Jared.
and I commented on it. And this morning I got up and I said, "You're a big idiot." He shouted you out, and you didn't say thank you.
I've done that before too, and it's like I feel so bad, or maybe I
Right
just
back. I
stepped
gotta
away
get a
from.
Chianti.
Hey,
I'll be right back too. So talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah.
yeah, I
So
forgot. I need to start storyboarding all you new cats, so I don't forget anybody. But there's so many new people I'm trying to remember, and I just couldn't remember everybody on the spot. And it's 106 degrees out there.
Yeah,
Wow.
there you go. You got humidity?
Yeah, we're lucky right now. It's only about 30%.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad at
no,
all.
I mean,
I'll take 30 right now any day of the week. I think
yeah.
instead of the 70 and 80 it is here.
Yeah, normally we're around 50, but we're on a high pressure ridge right now that's it's just baking us. My yard looks like straw. You know, I've got one of
Oh
the
man.
beautiful lawns in my neighborhood, but I just give up on it. You can't water it enough.
Go for Bermuda.
Let it grow. Yeah. Cooch. We call it
Bermuda,
cooch out here. Yeah.
Bermuda grass.
Good one, man.
It is
They
a Bermuda grass is a hot weather grass, and it thrives in hot weather. Everybody else's yard is brown as it can be here.
Yeah.
Mine's as green as it can be.
Right.
They use it on all sporting fields out here. Like
Yeah.
that's cricket pitches and soccer fields and things like that. So
Right.
So what part of Texas are you in?
I live in Dallas, just north of Dallas, 20 miles due north of Dallas.
I got a cousin that lives at what is it, Richardson that she lives in, I think.
Oh, that's only about 10 minutes from me. I'm in Carrollton.
Okay. Oh, you see Carrollton on all these infomercials. Carrollton, Texas, to order. Call or write to us at in Carrollton, Texas. You know,
Mhm.
and
It's
I'm
a
like,
nice little small town. You know, I kind of grew up here, so I was in the Marine Corps, traveled the world, and then I came back, and here I am in Carrollton again. Who knew, right?
I actually lived in Texas growing up. We lived there for I don't know 2 years after we left Cuba, I guess, and where I was born, and they had
Cuba.
yeah
There's a story.
Guantanamo Bay. Yeah,
Wow.
I'm telling you,
Oh,
I got a myriad of things because my daddy was in the service,
Yeah.
career man, and so but we were right on the border down in Los Fresnos. It's not far from McAllen
okay.
and Brownsville and that kind of
Yeah.
thing, and we're
River down there.
yeah, and so I I have lived in Texas. I was really young. I remember it, but not much. I do remember it though. My brother, he doesn't remember any of it.
It's still a big state,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
third largest union. Jonesy, you're in Australia, no?
Yeah, down the bottom in Tasmania.
Ooh, Ooh, man, there's some good coffee down there, huh?
I'm assuming so. I'm not a coffee guy.
Oh, really? Okay.
No, it's but yeah, I don't know. It's just a good farmlands. You know, there's everything that you'd ever good dairy, good animals. You know, everything grows well here.
Is it true, Jonesy, that your seasons are flip flopped, northern hemisphere from the southern?
It's probably
Yep.
the thousandth time I've said it in the last couple of weeks, but yes, it is.
I'm
It's
sorry.
amazing how
It's
you don't
winter
think
there
about it.
now.
Yeah, it's freezing. Oh, not freezing. I shouldn't say that. It's about
Well, you're only 5 degrees above it,
well, yeah.
so
Well,
that's pretty dang close.
yeah, well, it gets colder in certain places here too. I could go up in the mountains here and there'd be snow everywhere. But
So how close to Antarctica is the most southern part
Look at dude.
about
Tasmania?
it's about 3,000 kilometers.
Oh,
So
that's close.
it's a bit
That's close.
well, yeah. It's when the high pressure system comes over and the skies are clear and the winds sort of swirl from the south up towards Australia. Well, we're the first ones to cop it, and yeah, we
Mhm.
get them. They call it Arctic blasts
Wow.
and Antarctic blasts, and
Just for you, Rockstar.
Check it out. So I was watching Tom play drums earlier, and now I get to hear dude play the bass.
Oh, I don't have an amp out here. This thing is,
Okay.
I bought it in 1988. I had it rebuilt about 4 years ago.
Is that a Fender?
No, actually, it's a Marina bass. They don't even make them anymore.
It's a bumper.
It's what?
A bumper, not a fender.
Yeah, it's a bumper. But let's see if I can
Yeah.
find a bump.
That's-
Johnny, I'm glad you came in, man.
Hey, thanks for allowing me, guys. I commented on your drum beat earlier, Tom. I saw that. I'm like, yeah, now we're talking. Happy hour last year from this year or whatever.
Yeah, oh yeah. I just put that up. Let's see.
He wants to get a sponsorship, dude, from Patty Joe Beer.
Well, yeah, I'll send him a private message here in a bit. Let's see.
They don't pay though. They're like crime. They don't pay. They Patty Joe
They
Beer
don't,
stuff.
they don't pay with it.
I thought that was a cute commercial, though, Tom. I thought that was amazing. I was like, "There's dude.
Here he is.
Oh,
There
there
he
he
is.
is.
Look at
There.
the dude. Look at him.
Yeah, there's me doing some lead.
Nice.
That was a long time ago. Hold on.
Yeah, it stays in your soul, but you can't get rid of it. Once you got it, it stays there.
It's horrible. It really is. I'm going to be 68 years old. And I'm looking to go back to play again.
You
I
should.
mean, it don't stop.
You know, I'm 53 and I just played in 120-degree heat last week.
I've seen that.
Whew!
Almost died.
Ooh-wee.
45-minute set, and I could not have gone 46. I can tell you.
Wow.
That's warm.
Yeah, it is hot.
I said one guy said wanted me to audition with him, and he got sick, and I guess he's coming out of it now and everything like that. So he said to me, he says, "Are you right playing a couple nights a week? You know, with your job and stuff, or to get out and play." As first of all, I'm retired. I said, if you can play from 3 PM to 6, I'm good. Anything after that was, He said they played one casino out here. In fact, downtown. He said they start at 3 AM and play to 6.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I was
So
sitting at a,
who's-
go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead, Josie.
I was going to say, who's got the biggest residency there now in Las Vegas?
Isn't Aerosmith doing
Right now, there's a group out of, and it's a family group. It's the Bronx Wanderers out of New Jersey, actually.
the Bronx?
The Bronx Wanderers, and they do a lot of. Matter of fact, they're starting to switch things up. They did a lot of like Dion stuff like that, but a lot of 60s. Now you want to hear them. They cover a lot of Queen stuff now. All of a sudden,
Oh,
and, yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty good.
I was sitting at a bar about 3 years ago with the guy who's playing in the
No.
background with me. I know, it's weird. And this guy was in there, and we got talking to him, and he goes, "Yeah, I have a band in Vegas. I don't remember what hotel they played at." And he said, "But mentioned my buddy Nate's like, yeah, I play guitar, and he plays bass." And goes, "Oh yeah, we're looking for a bass player." I go, "Yeah, well, I don't think that's going to happen." And Nate's like, "Yeah, he sings too," and he goes, "I want to hear you sing." And so I pulled off some Cetera. I mean, I rocked it out. 25 or 64, man. I pulled it out. He goes, "I've never heard anybody pull that song off before. If you want a job, you hit me up." I'm like, "Yeah, right. That's
Yeah, give him another drink.
Mhm.
It is such a beatdown being in a band, guys. Loading up, tearing down,
Oh man,
stuff
sucks."
when you get home. It's such a beatdown.
there's a song. I played a song for someone yesterday, and it's about it's called Tomorrow Night, Same Again, and it's about a musician, like, and all the lyrics, it's a load in, first set, cigarette, all this out the back, and all this sort of lyrics, and you just hear it and you go, yeah, he's really got it down, like, and
You're a musician too, no?
not really, no, I'm pretty ordinary, but what I do, because I play drums a bit of, but I keep a whole room full of gear, so I get so many friends pop in, and hey, you want to go out the back and jam, muck around, and play, and yeah. So I've toured with bands playing drums, but that was I was like a third choice. There was a band touring the States, and the first drummer had he couldn't get a visa because of a incident back in the past, so he missed out. So they went to their second choice, and they asked this guy to go, and he was going to go, and then the length of the tour was too long, so he was happy to go for a few weeks, but he couldn't do this, like the 3 months. And then they said to me, "Would you like to come and be the backup? When he can't play, jump in." And I said, "Yeah, mate, no worries. I'll tag along." And so I was like filming and playing and having a great old time on the back of these guys, and just playing a pretend rock star gig and touring up and down the middle. Landed in Dallas or Fort Worth, and then went through Texas. Played at really had a good gig in that Dallas music shop. Oh man, what's that one? Big one called? They invite bands in that are touring. Anyway, name, man, old man's moment. But we went right up. We went down to We went up to Memphis, played the International Blues Challenge in January. That's an awesome place to be if you ever get there in January. It's middle of winter, but it's
That sounds cool.
300 bands 300 blues bands from all over the world converge. You have to win your local blues competition to be invited, and then they give you an invite, and off you go, and you play in little clubs, and all these judges judge you on your original music, your bluesiness, your all this sort of.
See, I'm left-handed. I have tried my best to learn the guitar, and
Are you really, Mike?
I've
You're left-handed?
yeah, completely and totally left-handed. And I have tried to learn the guitar, and I've had people try to show me, and everybody's showing me right-handed, and I can't do it for nothing. I don't know, care what I do. They say, "Well, just reverse what I'm doing." I said, "Yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it."
I'll tell you the trick.
I'm left-handed and I play a right-handed set. Can't play.
Well, that's what they told me. Play right-handed. I said, "I can't do it. I have no control over really with the right hand. I can't do it."
I'll tell you the secret, right? The secret is there's a place you go. It's called YouTube, and you find left-handed guitar lessons. And while you go,
We know Stevie Ray Vaughan's left-handed, but he obviously plays ambidextrously, or did.
Yeah. That's my boy right there, Stevie Ray.
That's my Texas boy there.
Yeah.
I love open drum. I love players playing open on the drum kits. You do your thing, but you bump into these guys and they go, "I don't know, I've always just played it this way," and they just do their.
Yeah, well, back in the day when I was, much younger, and I've been playing since I'm 5. Okay, but
better looking too.
Oh man, I look like hey. Come on,
Let's
you
say-
want all this? You want all this right here? So
Please take some.
we turned around and everybody was doing, a lot of cover stuff, like you had mentioned Grand Funk and everything like that.
Yeah.
And they say, well, can you play this? And can you play that? Yeah, I can play that. Like the record? Well, no.
Yeah.
I play it my way, but not. If you want to hear it like that drummer, you better get somebody else because I'm not going to copy anybody to that. To the T. To do everything their way. Okay.
And put a click track behind them.
That's just not me. So.
Man, I hate playing to a click, Jonesy. I can't do it. It's in my just can't do it.
Yeah, you got to have that freedom to be able to do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just give me that snare and that that bass drum. That's all I need.
This guy that I was supposed to audition with, I guess he was stuck in the 70s, I guess, whatever. Anyway, but a great singer, the whole bit, and good front man. But he said, well, if it sounds like a record, we're good. I said, well, hold on a minute now. Okay. Hold on a minute now.
Yeah.
I'm not that way. No, I need. And then when I left Florida to come here, I sold my drums. So when I got out here and I looked at Marie, I said, can't do it. I got to get something. We live in an apartment now.
Well, when folks would tell me when I'd say I can't follow what you're doing, and they'll say, well, just reverse what I'm doing. I said, okay, here's the thing. You know what you're doing. Now change our hands and do it left-handed.
Right.
And let's say you just reverse it. Let's say you just reverse it and see how easy it is. They
Exactly.
can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, I play by ear. I took drum lessons for a couple years and stuff like that. I can't read a note right now. I just forgot about it. Just put it out of my head.
Playing with your ear, does that put calluses on it?
Yeah, you want to see it? That's why I have an eardrum. I have 2 eardrums, Tom. In fact, I think I took lessons. The guy, that's how it came about that I play a right-handed set, left-handed, is because I think my instructor, drum teacher, I think his first name was Adolf. So I just followed through what we had to do, and it just came natural. In fact, when I seen a left-handed drummer one time, I said, "Ooh, that's a weird-looking set."
I got a cousin. She, God rest her soul, Pat, she could play the piano like nobody's business. All she had to do is hear the song one time and could play it.
Yeah.
Just like it was that you heard it. And she was good. I mean, from the time she was just, knee high to a grasshopper, she could do it. And then she went to college later on in life, and she wanted to be a music teacher. And so she started taking music and learned how to read music, and her ability to play by ear, gone.
Yep.
Gone. She couldn't do it anymore.
I know a lot of guys like that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, well, sorry to turn your cooking talk into a music thing. That usually I can arrange that everywhere I go.
Hey, musicians got to eat too, so.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's it.
I'm going to tell you what, dude, Rockstar, he put in a marathon effort. He did a cook and a half on some meat. And look, I'm telling you, take a look at that video. And then he played a concert after that, fed everybody there, and then entertained the heck out of them there. And the meat that he made, not one bad looking piece in the whole bunch.
Nice.
And I mean, it's the biggest mess of meat you ever saw in your life made. And he knocked that out of the park.
Oh, thank you, man. That was like 30 hours, trimming the brick.
I don't doubt that for a minute. I was surprised it wasn't more than that.
It was about 30 hours. I think I slept maybe an hour and a half.
Man.
And then, of course, it's over 100 degrees. So
Mm-hmm.
it was worth it. It's just something I enjoy doing. And the venue that you saw, that's actually a friend of mine's house. He lives.
Oh, really?
Wow.
And we had all the people up there for the party. But yeah, it was just good old barbecue hoedown. Well, hush, my dogs are barking. Let me go in this other room. Just a barbecue throwdown, and everybody likes to eat and get together. And so, yeah, it was a lot of fun to do. It's just a lot of work. And I did it all myself. No helpers. No nothing. So, but it was a lot of fun, guys. And that's why I like your guys' channel. Like, dude, you were the first guy I saw. What is your real name? Mike? Is it Mike?
Yeah.
I thought so.
I introduced myself as dude to a lot of people, though.
Well, I'm a big Lebowski nut. So.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Did you see the
Fellow
commercial?
Urban achiever.
Did you see the commercial he did for Stella Artois?
Yeah, that was awesome. I've
Oh,
got, matter of fact,
man.
I was just thinking about. I have a poster from that where he's like
Hey.
holding a Stella, and I'm thinking about putting
Don- You're out of your element, Donnie.
it.
Fuck off.
Market zero.
Yeah.
I don't roll on Shabbos.
He's bowling later on Shabbos, you know.
I don't drive a car. I don't handle money. And I don't roll. So, dude, I have to say thank you in person because you're the one. You're the reason I'm talking to Jonesy, Keto Mike, and Keto Thomas because of your show. And
My pleasure.
I saw you before you had the add-on your patio. You were just out in your backyard, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I was watching you back then. So thank you guys.
I appreciate it.
I
Thank
did
you.
really enjoy all you guys' channels.
Hold on, that's me.
You know, John, it's John, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
John,
sir.
it's all about having fun and meeting people.
Yes, sir.
And,
Absolutely.
you know, I'm not a judgment kind of person, you know. Oh, he's got blonde, long hair. I hate that person, you know. Screw that. You know, you saw my hair. It was
I
long,
do.
you know. Yeah. You know, I don't.
Look at
I'm not.
Jonesy needs a haircut.
Hey,
man.
hey, Jonesy, you know, you
Jonesy's
need to,
in full
across the front of your
retreat.
head, you need to put Brunswick.
Jonesy
what
don't
was
have a forehead. He's got a 5 head.
Go ahead,
Yeah,
Mike.
yeah.
brother.
No,
I say.
I miss my long hair, but I'm not a judgmental person. It's not who I am, and I try to watch as many videos as possible. But
Well, you know, guys, the reason I do my little channel is because I have so much experience doing this. I can't even. I know it probably comes across as, you know, like I'm talking down to people because of my voice, but I am so passionate about barbecuing. I've been doing this since I'm 6 years old. I've been cooking. I'd like to think I have a ton of experience doing it, and I want to share it with people. You know, I have this thing I want to get out. Right? If I can't feed you all, I at least want you to see me doing what I'm doing. It's this next, and then try it. Try it if it works for you or not. You know.
Mm-hmm. I'm in the same boat when it comes to a Weber kettle. You know, I was probably 5-6 years old. You know, watching my grandpa cook on a Weber kettle, and I love it. But I still learn stuff from it from time to
Here's
time.
something. You guys are old enough to remember. Do you remember the fire starter gel that was blue that came in a steel can with like a paint lid on it?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I do.
I do.
Yeah.
It was like a starter. It was bright blue color, and that's what you used to light your charcoal. That's when I started cooking. Whenever that stuff was the rage.
Oh, wow.
Sterno.
That would be about time
Yeah.
my grandpa, because that's what he used too. You know, and then my dad, of course, was same thing, but he was always the lighter fluid guy. And I remember saying, "Mom, my stepdad, I'm like, hey Bruce, this kind of tastes weird. This burger. Oh, don't worry about it. You know."
Yeah.
But I still learn stuff from that Weber kettle, almost, all the time. So for me, like smoking, I have a cheap ass Z grill, but it works great. I got a Cuisinart 360 that I absolutely love cooking with, and to me, it's a big experiment. I very rarely will make the same thing twice because I'm always experimenting with what's next.
Oh, I experiment the heck out of food. That's why with that seaweed that I tried to turn into a chip, I said, you know what? I want to show them just how sometimes these experiments that I come up with just to see if it'll work, if I can do it. I'm gonna video it, And so I did that. It didn't turn out like I was wanting it, but it still turned out decent.
Oh, where do you see Sunday's video?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I've been cooking all my life. I can get around the kitchen with my eyes closed, okay? But then when you get careless and you get a little too cocky with shit, okay, that's what happens right there.
Yeah.
I told Marie, no meat and vegetables, we're good.
I just make sauce, Marie. I make sauce.
She says, you might need a stitch. I said, I'm going to burn the vegetables. Just wrap it up. Leave me alone.
I made the gravy, Marie. I made the gravy.
Yeah. So
I appreciate it, John. Thank you so much.
No, I'm serious. I
That's
mean,
what it's all about.
it's a great community, and You know, locally
is.
here, nobody really cooks to the extreme. I think that I had a custom built smoker built for me that's over $8,000 built in Willis. Yet just last night you saw me cook on a little 12-inch little Weber kettle. And I'll tell you something, it cooks every bit as good as that $8,000,
Yep.
you know, 1,700 pound, 1/2 inch thick steel firebox does on a little $50 little 12-inch kettle. You know,
That's the ticket right there.
Those wings you cooked, what'd that run you? About $100 for all them wings? Because that was
Yeah.
a lot of wings.
Right. All I took out a loan, give me some wings.
First payment's on the 15th.
I put
Yeah.
this second note on the house here. I got me some wings.
I was in the store today, and I was looking at wings, and I saw this guy trying to get somebody to co-sign with him.
Yeah, well, I asked you, Mike. You were like, I ain't got that kind of scratch right now.
Yeah, I know. I
That's
don't.
what I took.
That's the
a
cheapest.
thigh.
That's the cheapest thing you can buy out here at the moment is chicken.
Really?
Everything
Is it?
else is
supposed to
way
be
They're
out
not
the
part
chicken
of the
wing.
chicken.
Jonesy, they're not chicken wings. They're kangaroo freaking arms. Come on.
No,
Well, you
seriously,
know,
Wallaby
Kangaroo
wings.
arms.
Those wings I bought, Jonesy, were like $3.99 a pound. I can buy choice brisket
it's the
cheaper.
cheapest food out.
by
Wow.
wings.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
I took
Wow.
chicken thighs, boned it, left the
What?
skin on, cut them up, and told Marie they're wings.
Why?
Hey, Jonesy, in Dallas, Fort Worth, I can buy prime grade briskets per pound cheaper than I can buy baby back ribs.
That's ridiculous.
That is
Wow.
insane.
Now, if you're going to tell me our commodities aren't all screwed up, where's all the pork going?
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
China.
You know, Jonesy, we got buffalo wings here.
Yeah, where's all the
You
chicken?
need to open up a restaurant called Wallaby Wings.
All of you.
Yeah, they got little arms at the front, so they got these
Yeah.
little arms that
Yeah.
you could.
Call them Hoppy.
Hoppies.
Hoppy's joint.
Welcome to Hoppies.
Yeah. Can I
Skibbies.
take your order?
Wombat wings.
Give me one pouch of Hoppies, please.
Everything comes in pouches. Yeah.
You want those hot or mild?
Hey, you know what their Uber is, right? A kangaroo with the pouch in the front.
Have you ever?
Hey,
have,
Patty
you,
Joe Beer's got a kangaroo on the front.
have you ever put your hand in a kangaroo's pouch before?
Nope.
Can't say that.
No, but I'd love to.
Oh no, you wouldn't. No,
Oh.
it's not warm and furry what you think.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Hmm.
it's
Reminds me.
wet. It's
Kind
wet.
of slimy and wet. Slimy and
Uh,
wet.
Yeah.
Oh.
But that's if you kill a kangaroo. Just say you run over a kangaroo in your car.
Does it remind you of anything else?
and you get out. No. But
John
you get
got
out.
it. John got it. John got it.
I knew where you
Say,
were
He's
going.
laughing.
Give me a couple
John
more of
got it.
these. Give me a kangaroo, will you?
Look at John. John got it. Yep, you got it.
I knew where you were going.
I didn't know we're drinking bourbon, fellas. Let me go get me a little bourbon if y'all don't mind. Let me get.
Well, anyway, if you hit a kangaroo in your car, and he's like fell over and he's like, if sometimes they're really dangerous to go near, But if you hit one and he's down, you're supposed to go over and check their pouch if they've got a baby, and then you call the wildlife rescue and they come out and they hand rear them. So that's what
Oh,
you're
wow.
supposed to do.
Wow.
Do y'all have deer there? Is there deer there?
Yeah. There's
Because we got deer. Uh-oh, look at there. He done broke it out.
I like
Jimmy Bean.
Jim's made it to the house.
it.
Does my hand bottle look small?
Oh.
Black.
Extra aged.
But we got a ton of deer here, man. They run all over the place. They're everywhere.
they do damage.
Yeah.
Cheers.
They're eating
brother.
everything in sight in in gardens and whatnot. Flowers.
Yeah.
Guy he planted flowers at his mailbox here just down the street from me. And I was walking the dog the next day and all the petals was off the flowers. Not a single one. And I was like, oh, deer struck.
Deer, yeah.
Yeah.
He came out later on while I was still walking and he looked down and he said, what did that? I said, deer. He said, really? I said, yeah. And then I said, let me show you. And I went about 4 feet from it and there was little pellets and little jelly beans. And he says, what's that? I said, that's deer. That's from a deer. He goes, that's droppings? I said, deer scat. Yep. And he goes, wow. He said, I'd never seen it before.
Put it in
Perfect
your
charcoal
compost.
lighter, guys. Perfect charcoal starter.
Deer
Oh,
poop?
manure.
Really?
Cow
Absolutely.
pies. Yeah.
Now I've done a cow pie. It would deer start it too?
Same thing. It's shit, right?
Oh wow. Yeah, well that's true. That's true. I have done a cow pie using it before.
Y'all
What
ever farted on a lighter and it blew that flame 15 feet? There you go.
Yep, I
I've
have.
seen somebody do it, but no.
Next
I
week,
never had
gotta
guts
try
to do it.
a group thing where we all blow a lighter out.
Oh, I've done it. I'm not doing it again.
Happy birthday.
The hair is just growing back. I'm not doing it again.
Happy birthday.
No,
to
no nylon
you.
undies to be worn.
Yeah.
Mike, I'm going to do something for you on my next video, and it's going to be for you, brother, being a Georgia boy.
Okay.
I'm going to do boiled peanuts.
Yes, sir.
How about it?
Oh, that sounds good.
I love it. I love it.
People that know about it absolutely love it. People who don't have a clue, they're like, you got to be crazy. Boiled peanuts, guys, redneck caviar. It is
It
beautiful.
is great. That's the bet. You will not want to eat another kind of peanut ever again.
Right.
And when I was in North Carolina, I grew peanuts. Okay. And then I had a Duquesne, was like one of the first stainless steel grills to come out, gas grills to come out. It was all stainless steel and brass. All right. I had that thing probably about 15 years. Couldn't kill it. But what I did was I made a basket for the rotisserie on there. And that's what I would take the peanuts. I made a spray bottle with water and salt. And I'd salt the hell out of the shells and then roast them. I'd sit on my back deck and I'd eat peanuts all night long. Yep. Boil them the whole bit. Boil them, put a little bourbon in them when they're done.
Roasted peanuts, parched peanuts, whatever. You know, they're good. They're good. But a boiled peanut is heaven.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That is, oh man. And you could, you know you're good when you can throw the whole thing in your mouth, open it, get the peanut out, and spit the shell out.
No hands.
And no hands involved. No.
So, hurry, get the peanuts out.
So I want to share something with you guys real quick. You see this? The traffic. Because somebody on here mentioned Johnny Depp. Look at
that. You did. You mentioned it.
I just did, but I think Tom mentioned Johnny Depp earlier.
You put it in the title.
Beginning.
You put it in the title.
I did, but
and then you brought it up.
Sorry.
Yes.
I couldn't resist.
I said he was a user.
So when we were kids, we used to travel the Southeast a lot. When I lived in Texas, we drive to Florida, which is where I was born originally. And we drive back from Florida to when we lived in North Carolina or South Carolina or Georgia, wherever. And we always, it'd be the van full of us, my brother, my sister, my dad, my mom. And we always had our choice for lunch. You want to go to McDonald's or you want to get boiled peanuts? And I said, is there a Bojangles anywhere around or a Hardee's? No, there wasn't. So I chose boiled peanuts all the time.
Yeah.
Never
That's
had
good.
them.
I mean, first time I ever had them. And I thought they were really good. Really, really well.
I don't know. I've never had them, but I've heard nothing but good things about them.
Yeah. Silence.
I can't say I have. Pistachios.
It's a gas there, Jonesy. I'll tell you, if they're done correctly, it's like nothing. Have you ever eaten garbanzo beans?
Yep.
Okay, very similar. The texture, the flavor, all of that is very similar to a chickpea, but it's
true. That's true.
Yeah, that you can make hummus out of either one of them.
Sure you can.
No kidding.
Yeah, we used to roast garbanzo beans all the time in the oven or on the grill.
Sure.
Let them cool off, salt them up real good.
Yeah.
Chew on them all day.
Yep. Oh, I got to try that. That sounds
until
great.
I found out they weren't keto.
Oh, they ain't keto.
No, that's.
Hang on.
They're not super bad though.
Yeah. I mean, there again, some lady says to me not too long ago, I tried that keto diet. It's very hard. Man, first of all, cut whatever you're eating, cut in half. Start it that way.
Yeah.
All right. If you're looking to lose 100 pounds, 50 pounds right off the bat, it's not going to happen. So cut it back. I said, I think I insulted her there. I said, how old are you? Mid 40s. I said, it took you 35 years to get the way you're at right now, right? So do you think you're going to drop it and lose it tomorrow? I don't think I would be a good therapist. I don't think.
Yeah, I would agree.
I don't think so.
I get so ticked
Feel
off
like
with folks
jumping.
that'll-
Jump, you ass.
when they'll say, "Oh, I've been doing this keto diet for 3 months and I've lost I've only lost 20 pounds," and I'm like, 20
Only.
pounds in 3 months ain't bad at all.
Pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Take off that only thing. Take only
Right.
out of that and just say you
I
lost
said-
20 pounds.
I said, "You put the only in the wrong spot." And they said, "What do you mean?" I said, the place where the only should have been was, it's only been 3 months and I've lost 20 pounds.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I want to talk about boiled peanuts.
Well, you
How
got
do
to say
you-
it right. You got to say it right.
Bull.
Bowl.
Boiled
There's
peanuts.
a on the end, Mike. Hey, dude, Mike. There's a
Yeah.
T. Bolt.
Bolt peanuts.
Bolt.
Right, Keto Mike? Isn't that the way?
Yep. You'll hear it. One part of the state it'll be bolt peanuts. It'll be, and the other is bold.
Yeah.
Bold.
Boiled
Sounds like-
peanut.
Bold peanuts.
What do you
And
boil
olive
in?
oil.
So
Big black kettle.
salt water, any other
Yep.
spices. I do garlic powder. I do. I take 4 or 5 onions, cut them up, and then I'll
Oh
put
yeah.
fresh cayenne peppers, cut those up in there, or whatever peppers I have. And the main component, though, in like an 8-quart sauce pot, is you're going to do about 2 cups of salt.
Yep.
And that sounds like a lot of kosher salt, but remember, you got to get through the shell to get to the meat of the peanut.
True.
So it's not that salty, but there's definitely, you have to permeate it, And let me tell you something, guys. You can influence the flavor. Cajun peanuts are a big thing. The spicier, the better, whatever. But you get a 6-pack of beer and you eat those Bolt peanuts. Ain't nothing better, man.
So
Absolutely.
you do the bolt peanut with the shell on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can
Mike, just
still
like
you
when
can
it-
leave
when
it on the you don't have to disconnect it from the stem either. You can leave all of it together. Just stick it all in there.
God, that sounds good.
And
When
boil
you
boil
roast
it for
when you,
3 to
when
4
you
hours.
roast the, when
Yeah.
you roast the peanuts themselves, okay, they don't actually take them out of the shell to put salt on them. So you get salted roasted peanuts that are in the shell. It's
Yep.
just on the outside because when
Right.
you're cracking them with your fingers
Right.
and you're putting
Yep.
your fingers in your mouth. So
Yep.
that you're getting the salt from that way.
Right.
I tell you what,
So
I
good.
made salted roasted peanuts on my grill that time I was down here. And the guy down the street, his blood pressure went through the roof. That's how much salt I put on it. Just,
Well,
but that's
you know,
but you got to do it that way. I mean,
anywhere if you get outside of metropolitan Atlanta, I don't care where you drive, you're gonna find somebody selling them on the side of the road, and they got a
Yep.
big old black kettle, just huge black kettle with a tripod and the fire underneath it, and
it's
they're
not the
stirring
Salvation
it.
Army.
And then when you say, "Yeah, let me have some," and they will dip it right out of the pot right then, and pour it into a cup or a bag for you, and hand it to you.
They're so good you can't stop eating them.
That's true.
Yeah.
A pistachio nut, pistachios you can eat and sit there and eat the whole thing. Not the boiled peanut. They'll just keep on going.
Yeah, those little beer bags, right? Those 40s
Yes.
you get, 40
Yes.
Schlitz malt liquor, whatever.
Uh-huh.
That's what always came in, or was a paper bag, and they get all soupy on the bottom. And
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got
And then
some
I tried-
folks, they'll do it, they'll put it into a styrofoam cup now and give you the cup.
that's too
Yeah.
high dollar for where I come from.
Yeah. And then there's others that'll put it in a Ziploc bag, one of the freezer bags, and give it to you. But most of the time it's in a paper bag
Yep.
Peanuts keto friendly?
in moderation.
Not really, but
Not the way I eat them.
You can't, yeah. If-
even
got-
regular nuts. I mean, they tell you to stay away from nuts. I mean, they'll tell you a handful of nuts and this and that, and that's it. Who in their right mind can eat a handful of nuts?
Right.
So
That's
the
the
problem
thing.
is you get like pistachio nuts, even the boiled peanuts. Actually, peanuts are not nuts. They're a legume.
They're a
so,
legume.
They are a bean, yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful
we-
the carb count on that. But a little bit here and there is not going to hurt you at all.
The country folk here, they'll call them ground peas.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I heard
and
goober peas too.
yeah, goobers. Goober
And
peas.
when you grow them, it cracked me up because I took the peanuts and I planted them. What you got to raw peanuts. What you got to do is you got to put them with when you open up a peanut and you see that little nut on the bottom.
Mhm.
Yep.
Hold on, everybody calls it the hinge. That's got to go in the ground first.
First.
Okay. So
Yep.
then what happens is when it starts to grow, it opens up and
Mm-hmm.
that shoot comes up out of there. Comes up out of the ground. It's got a really pretty flower, like a yellowish flower. They grow up pretty tall, okay, and then they start coming back down again. And that part that's coming back down again, that goes in the ground, and that becomes the peanut.
Yep.
And it grows long ways, okay. And that's why when you go, I mean, you could be digging, it might be over here. You're doing it here, and it might be over here. So you got to go in with a pitchfork and just keep going up.
You got to do it that way, like a potato.
You take them out and let it sit overnight. Or I just let them sit a couple days, and then I go out and shake them, put them in the wheelbarrow. I had so much fun with that. I had peanuts everywhere. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, and they were good. I mean, just wash them down a little bit, and then I started roasting them, and we boiled them. And then my neighbor come over, and he said, if you take them raw and start crushing them up, you know how we use the pork rinds?
Mhm.
Well, after you roast them, if you put them in a blender, you can blend them up just before it gets liquefied. When they're roasted up real good, you can keep it like that. You can also use them as a coating,
Yep.
like for your chicken and stuff like that after they're roasted.
Gotcha.
But, yeah, make your own nut butters and stuff like that.
Yep.
Hell, we lived off the land so much, I almost became Amish.
You
I
didn't
thought you
like
were
the,
anyway.
you didn't like the cars they drive though.
Yeah, 1919 horse and
Yeah.
might
Horse-
be-
no, model
1 horsepower.
1918.
1 horsepower.
Yeah, he didn't like the exhaust.
Yeah. Yeah.
John-
There you go. Watch out. It is coming out.
I used to
I
do
learned-
harness racing years ago. You know, when you
Uh-huh.
Harness
pacing,
racing.
whatever you want to call it. Yeah, and when you changed like you take the horse to the track, say once a week for fast work or whatever.
right back.
And
The
when
bell's
you,
not working.
Uh-oh.
yeah, you just
Yeah,
when you
that's just
change.
loading a gun. One of the two.
Hang on, oh, no, I haven't got that button. Yeah, when you change their diet, like a race feed, you know, like to another brand or whatever, and you've got the special covers that you got to put on the back of your horse to make sure
Yeah.
you don't
Yeah.
get sprayed. But yeah, I can remember one day a day I'll never forget. Yeah, we were doing fast work. Yeah, and I come back looking muddier than ever, and it wasn't mud.
But it wasn't mud. Yeah. I
didn't hose
learned.
the
I
horse
worked
down, I
on
hosed the
farms
horse
and all, and I learned when the livestock trucks there, a livestock trailer and all, don't walk closer than about 5 feet from it. If you're walking down the sides, to keep about a 5-foot clearance.
Yeah,
That's like that Seinfeld episode. Rudy
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah.
eating the beefarino.
Yeah.
Seinfeld. I made a reference
Man.
to Seinfeld in one of my videos recently, and a couple people picked up on it. Natural shrinkage. I was in the pool.
Oh, I
That's
got
the-
it. I
that's
picked up
living
on
in
it.
Tasmania.
What's
Yeah,
that, Jonesy?
so we're talking shrinkage, but not in the pool shrinkage.
Yeah.
Shrinkage in Tasmania. That's just natural
Oh,
occurrences.
yeah, I
You,
think
you put your
maybe
toe in the
more
water
than that.
and you go, wee, and then when you go swimming in the cold, you
Wee.
try to go thigh
Yeah,
height.
you
You
get some
don't move.
shrinkage out of that.
You certainly do. I can vouch
I was
for
in the
it.
pool. I was in the pool.
So Jonesy, how far do you live from the from Antarctica?
It's about 3,000 kilometers. It's there's no land between us and the South Pole, like it's
Wow.
us ocean and
Wow.
the South Pole, but it's yeah, you get when the northerly winds come, it's lovely because you're getting the wind from over the mainland sort of coming this way, and then when the southern winds blow, it's coming straight off the polar, you know, and yeah, you get Arctic blast of wind, and especially this time of year. But, and
what
it can
about-
change.
You got a
Yeah.
lot of great whites down there.
Yeah, for sure. Killer whales as well. The
Oh, wow.
orcas.
There's a bunch
Steel-
of them off the
steel
Great
lines.
Barrier. There's a bunch of them off Great Barrier Reef area.
Yeah. There was one on the news the other day. Not last night, the night before, where a fisherman is fishing off Queensland around the Gold Coast, and he's about 5 to 10 miles offshore. I'm not sure. He was offshore. You couldn't see land very well, and then up come about a pod of killer whales. There must have been about I don't know, 7 of them, and they were interested in the boat, so they were sort of nudging the boat, and
Oh,
he thought it was cool, so he put his GoPro under the water, and he's filming them swimming around. And then he said to himself, "You know what? This is a once in a lifetime opportunity." He donned his wetsuit and he jumped in.
Oh
And
no.
he swam with it. Yeah, no, nothing happened to him. He got nudged and prodded, and they poked him. He got some fabulous footage, but geez, what a risk he
Wow.
took. Yeah.
I was a risk taker younger. Not a chance I'd do that.
Oh, I would no way in the world would I have ever done that.
I mean,
No.
I've jumped out of a perfectly good airplane.
No.
I've scuba dived. If a bungee jumping would have been popular, I'd have done that, or hang gliding, I'd have done it. But it wasn't around then. But I'm telling you, I did a bunch of stuff, but I ain't doing that.
Yeah.
And I have
Mike,
swam with sharks.
Mike, is there such a thing as a perfectly good airplane?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It ones that's still flying is perfectly good.
Not for a minute.
Well, let me tell you, Keto Mike, I've looked up at the belly of a C-130. I've looked up at the belly of several helicopters as I was static lying down. They looked a lot
Oh yeah.
below than they did when I was inside of them.
Did you ever do any free falls?
I never did. No, sir.
Okay.
All of ours were statics at about 11,000 feet.
Well, we had there was four of us that were friends in college, and
That's how I got up there.
we talked about let's go do something, and they would one of them would be drinking on one night and drinking beer and all in the dorm, and somebody say, we ought to do skydiving. Yeah, let's do it. Well, by the time we sober up, none of us had enough sense to say, no, let's don't do this. So we
How
ended
kind
up
of beer were
going
you
to do it.
drinking?
Oh man, well that was back when I'd drink anything that was available, like Stroh's, Rolling Rock,
Patty Joe.
Patty Joe beer.
Yeah,
Patty Joe.
yeah, Bush, Old Milwaukee, whatever was the cheapest. That's what we were drinking. And Stroh's. You know how they got the name Stroh's? You stroh it out on the highway.
That's pretty much right.
That's out of Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
That's the subsidiary of Schaefer beer.
yeah.
Ugh.
I had that.
I had a buddy years ago had a pop machine, but instead of they have beer in there, he had these little labels that like Bud Light, Coors Light, and he would throw some hellacious parties, and he would throw in the cheapest shit you could possibly find. And I remember standing next to that thing once, and somebody hit, Coors Light or whatever, and they got a Old Milwaukee Light.
Ooh.
They were pissed.
Well,
But he also had like taps, right? And they
Mhm.
said Bud Light, Coors, and it was all Heidelberg. 'Cause I
what was it
seen
when you opened the
Oh,
cabinet? What was it when you opened the cabinet?
It was Heidelberg. All that crap.
No,
was
it was
Heidelberg.
actually what it said.
Yeah, but on top,
Yeah.
the tap said, Miller. But because the job I had at the time, I would order that stuff in, and he would throw parties, and he would charge people like $5 for all you can drink beer. And the place
At
was-
our bar, we used to have music playing. We had 3 bands going at one time, 3 different rooms, and we had the coolers that were broke. Okay, so what we would do is the night before, everybody thought we had Budweiser. We had Budweiser signs all over the place, but we actually had we actually had Pabst Blue Ribbon. So what we do is the night before, okay, we would pack the coolers. Two of the biggest ones we had were 56 case coolers. So 56 cases of beer would fit in the cooler.
Wow.
And then we pack it with ice, okay, and it sit overnight. So, and we didn't open till 6:30, 7 o'clock at night the next day, okay. So bands coming in, setting up the whole bit. Yeah, give me a Bud. Okay, we go over. They're not cold enough yet, okay. Because the reason why they weren't cold enough yet because the Pabst Blue Ribbon label didn't come off yet. That was sitting in the water. So we wait till we get going in, and then all the labels were coming off. One guy said, "Hey, this don't have no label on it. Don't taste like Bud. Just drink the freaking thing, will you?"
Yeah, after you had 4 or 5 of them, you won't care.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, and that's how we used to roll with that. I mean,
my wife, when we first started dating, I don't remember why, but somehow or another we got in a competition that who could who could pound a PBR light, right? And so she went first, and she popped the top. It's like, oh my god! And I don't remember what the outcome was, like the bet, but I grabbed mine. I go, hey, can I have a couple lines? Oh yeah, so I squeezed the line, put it in there. I was able to pound it. And then you're cheating. Who said I couldn't do that?
Well, back in my
Wow.
time, back in the day, that's when the cans were cans. You know what I mean? And women, but you had the
Steel.
pull top on the top, and you could flip it over, and you with a can opener, you can open the bottom. Just put a little
Yep.
hole in it.
Yeah,
So we used to call that shooting a beer. So
We
I had
called
a,
it shotgunning. We called it
I had a buddy of
shotgunning.
mine was 6'9", and he was almost 400 pounds. Big boy. He was big, and he could do a case probably within a couple minutes. Okay. So I would flip the case of beer over, and I just poke holes in it, and I tell him, Mike, you ready? Ready. And pull it up and pull the tab, bang, he shoot it down. Crush the can, throw it away, and just go through the whole case, and we'd bet each other.
yeah.
So he says to me, he says, I'm tired of this bullshit. When are you gonna do it? You can drink beer. I said, okay, we'll try. Well, if we went, he popped it. You're ready. He had a deep voice. You ready? I guess I'm ready. I don't know. The bet was maybe $20 or whatever. Okay, well, pick it up, bang, first one like that, brought it down, and shot right back up again. I just reached in my pocket again, 20. Here you go.
I used to be able to chug a good beer bomb.
I just was never a big beer drinker. I always drank hard liquor all my life.
When we go to America, we usually drink Blue Moon with a twist of with an orange,
Orange.
whatever that is.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
Not right now. You wouldn't want to do a twist of orange. They're probably about $14 a bag for
Yeah.
oranges.
Yeah.
Well, here in Texas, they'd laugh at you, Jones. They'd be
Yeah.
like, ha ha ha. They'll probably
yeah.
put in your beer more than the orange.
John, when I lived in Texas, I lived in Katy, Texas, just outside of Houston.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and I used to work close to downtown on Southwest 59. Okay, Wall Mayflower. And after work, we'd stop and go to this place called Cooters. Go into Cooters, have music blasting all over the place. Yeah, that's where I first seen the big screen TVs in that place. This is back early 80s. And go into the place, and I said, waitress come over, and she said, what can I get you? Coors Light. I said, I'm not a beer drinker. These people started throwing shit at me. Oh, what the freak? You
Lone
fighting?
Star.
I'm just looking for my gun the whole bit. Okay, because I didn't. What the hell was it? Lone Star.
Lone Star, Shiner Bock. I remember Shiner Bock.
Why don't you drink Lone Star? I said, never heard of it before. And what the hell? There was another one. It's even worse than Lone Star. I can't remember the name of it now.
Pearl, was it Pearl?
Pearl.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's terrible.
Have had Pearl. It is bad.
boy, that's tough.
I'd rather
beer
have a
getting down.
Strohs.
That's tough getting down. But I cracked up laughing. I said, oh, man, I'm going to get. So I said, I'm learning.
But, you know, hey, Keto, Tom, I was in Idaho Springs, Colorado once, visiting a friend of mine who owns a gold mine up there on top of the mountain. And I was down in this little pizza joint called Bojo's. And their deal was they made beautiful handmade pizzas, and then they were a microbrewery. So me being right next door to Boulder, right there in 70 West, I'm thinking, I'm a Coors Light drinker. Actually, I'm a Coors Banquet beer drinker is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't have it. So I said, yeah, give me a Coors Light. Everybody at this bar stood and just looked at me like I had, cooties or something.
Yeah.
I'm looking like, we're right next door to Boulder. He goes, the little bartender girl goes, sir, we don't, just so you know, we pride ourselves. We have beer meisters back there that crossbreed their own hops and barley. Really appreciate it. You try one of our, give me one of those. And then everybody sat back down and kind of resumed their conversation. It's like the old 1800s, when a newbie walks into the bar.
Yeah.
That's what it was like when I ordered that Coors Light.
Five
Yeah,
guns
but
drawn on you.
People throwing, they were throwing popcorn and shit at me. And what the hell? Stop. I couldn't believe it.
I
But
didn't
then,
know better, but now I do.
yeah, exactly. Live and learn. I mean, holy man.
Yeah,
And matter of fact, back in that time, the traffic was so bad. I lived 30 miles from where I lived to where I worked. It was 30 miles. It was a 30-mile trip. I'd have to leave my house at 5:30 in the morning to be to work at 8 o'clock. That's how bad the traffic was. And you'd watch these women, because you drive up 3 feet, stop, drop 3. And you watch these women putting the makeup on when they get, By the time I got get ready to go off, they were gorgeous. Hey, how you doing? But on the way home, the traffic was so bad on the way home that they actually, at one point in the U Totem, the guy came out with, he had one of a cooler on wheels, and Mountain Dew on it or something. Roll it out there, and you could buy a tall boy. That's the first time I ever seen a tall boy. All right, you could buy it on the side of the street, and you'd give you an hour or something like that, where they wouldn't give you a ticket for DWI, nothing like that. So nobody would start shooting each other in the traffic coming home. I said, "Wow, look at this." My first wife says to me, she said, "You know, it's 11 o'clock at night." I said, "It was a big tall boy trying to get home." Couldn't get that thing down.
We call them long necks out here. Yeah,
I enjoyed when I lived in Texas. It was nice.
You mentioned U Totem. I have not heard that name since I lived in Huntsville, Alabama. That was our 7-Eleven was U Totem. I have not heard that name in 40 years, man.
Yeah. There was a place called the Texas Tumbleweed. It was an old Woolco store.
Okay.
It was a department store, okay? And this Texas Tumbleweed, they turned it into a steak place. I think there was 2 or 3 within Houston. I think there might have been 1 or 2 up in Dallas area.
There was one. It was they had a Bronco bull, mechanical bull in there. That didn't last very long. There were too many lawsuits. Drunk people getting thrown off the bull.
Yeah. This place cooked. They did steaks. They all beef, nothing else. But it was all family style. Sat at a picnic table.
Sure.
Okay. And at 2:30 in the afternoon, they weren't open for lunch, but at 2:30 in the afternoon, they'd open up the bar and the band started playing. It was a country band. Okay. Huge place, but in the middle of this place, they had a barbecue, a grill set up. And all they did was cook the steaks and burgers over mesquite. Nothing else. All right. So I used to go there all the time. The steaks were outrageous. Okay. So their big claim to fame was that they had a big porterhouse. And they told, if you got the porterhouse, it was so tender you didn't need a knife. Okay, so my dad came to visit me from my father from New Jersey comes down. I got his ass in Texas. Okay, we go there. Family goes and had music playing. My daughter's dancing and stuff. She was like 4, and they come out. Everything came out family style: beans, corn, potatoes. Baked potatoes, whatever. And then the steaks come out, and they were huge. Okay, almost about 1 3/4 inches. I would have made almost 2 inches thick. So my dad says to the waitress, "Excuse me, dear, but I don't have a knife to cut the steak." And he was like a little arrogant with her, right? She got right in his face. She said, "Sir, you don't need a knife." He went, "Yeah, bullshit." And he went with the fork to pull it up, and that thing just came apart. Man, it was just unbelievable. Food was great, really good. But they would kick off 2:30 in the afternoon, music playing, wide open bar. So I mean, let's rock and roll.
Sounds like a fun place.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. Yeah. Another place over on closer to 45 and another one close to downtown. It was called Lone Star Cafe, not the chain. Okay. These were 2 brothers had 2 places. One was out by Bush Airport. And the other one was like I said, was close to downtown. You go into the place there and they had the bar set up. And then around off the bar, they had the kitchen. It was wide open. They must have had 15 burn stations and these big, huge cast irons. Okay. And that guy would come out and porterhouse, New York strip, and something, another steak. I can't remember what it was. But the porterhouse was the thing. And they drop porterhouse into that iron. Okay. And they cook it and then they drop lemon in it. Squeeze the lemon on top, okay, and that's what you got. You wanted a side was extra, potato and beans. I think it was. And I'll tell you what, freaking place was awesome, boy. What I think about that. In fact, I did a one out here. I did a short where I cooked the steak with the lemon and butter. Unbelievable. They turned it out too, man. These guys just kept flipping them steaks over, and at the end, another butter and squeeze the lemon on top.
Here recently, I don't know, 5 years ago, I used to volunteer at my American Legion post here in Carrollton where I live. And I was the pit master. So what I would do every other Friday night, we would have steak night, right?
And generally on any given night, when I took it over, they were doing about 15 steak dinners a night. And for $15, you could get a steak grilled to your liking, a baked potato, a salad, some sort of beans generally, and garlic toast. And it was all, you grab it yourself other than a steak. You came up to the grill, they called out your name, you came and got your steak, you fixed your own plate. So I took it over, and after a year and a half of doing it, we were doing 70 steaks in 2 hours. So we would get 70 people served steak. We called it a la minute. In other words, it was to their order.
Right.
By the way, these were about 1.25 inches ribeyes or strips, whichever was cheaper that week. We'd get them from Sam's, and we would season them up however I wanted to do it. We'd cook it over pecan wood. 70 steaks in 2 hours. And I was the only guy on the grill. So if you tried to cook,
man, you were busy.
70 steaks to order, by the way. You do little post-it notes. My name's Peggy Sue. I want mine medium rare. Okay, Peggy Sue, you're right here. Billy Bob, you're over here. You want yours well done? You ain't getting it. I'll wad your shit up and throw it behind me.
Yeah.
Peggy Sue, you got yours over here medium. Okay, that's fine. 70 steaks in 2 hours from start to finish.
Yeah. Well, every nowadays everybody's talking about reverse searing. I did that all my life in the restaurant business. I Friday night, Saturday night, I pack a bunch of steaks up on top of my grill. Inside, it was a storage unit, but that's where the fire was up in there. I'd pack them up in there in a pan. I'd reverse sear them, take them out, bang, put the cross marks on them. Out it went.
That's exactly how we did it too, Tom. We knocked them out. We'd get a little smoke on them.
Oh yeah,
flavor, and we'd set that flavor. However they want it, we'd grab it and we'd finish it off the way they wanted it. 70 steaks in 2 hours is a lot of steaks.
Yes, it is, brother. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I used to go
and remembering who everybody what steak went to who is it?
That's right.
And getting the cook right.
Yeah, that's insane.
In the restaurant business, you have what they call an expediter. He'd stand by the machine when the machine was picking it out. And he'd call them out what it was going for everybody else to get what they're getting. Yeah. But when I started out, there was no electronic stuff. You read off that girl's ticket. Okay. So what I did was I come up with a system where they put numbers in. So if we did lobster, I would do 200 pounds of lobster a night. I went through 15 109 prime ribs a night. Okay. And that's 7 nights a week.
Oh, there's another term, a 109. I haven't heard that in a while.
Yeah. And the bottom line was we went bone to bone. But if they said woman wanted a thin cut, then I would go in between the bone. Okay, and cut them. We cut everything to order, and I cooked them in an Alto Sham. Alto Sham is a slow cooker. Okay, I had 2 of them, and then I had a half of one. We do some baby back ribs, or I would do half chickens, half spring chickens. I would do that during the week, but not on the weekend because weekend was nuts, just flat out crazy. But we go through that whole system there. So I had them cutting it out. So I would get the ticket, cut it out. I had a saute guy and this and that, and I started taking over that way. I had a double steamer. Okay, I would do 12 lobsters at a time. Okay, just to keep them going. You didn't want to go too ahead. We did a single, which was 8. This is how far back it is now. We did a single stuffed, and the stuffed was with crab meat, shrimp, and scallops.
Oh, wow.
I cut that up, and that would go into the cavity. Because a lot of people didn't like the roe. From my neck of the woods, they didn't care for that. So we'd clean them out and then stuff it in there. And then put them up in the broiler after we stuffed them and send it out. But it was all clean and cracked the claws.
Down here, we'll cook the roe and eat it like cornbread.
Yeah. They turned around and we made a double for $16.95. So that was twin lobsters stuffed. And then for $21.95, we'd give you a prime rib and two lobsters stuffed back in the day. And we were hustling, brother. We were pushing them out. Out front, I had a tank. I had a 500-gallon tank for the lobster. And I'd have to separate them for the ones that weren't purged, because the ones that weren't purged, they'd start eating the other lobsters.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was a crazy, crazy, crazy place. And I loved every friggin' minute of it. I enjoyed the hell out of it.
I don't know if y'all know or not. I'm just thinking about it, and I wanted to make sure everybody knew. Drunken Chef is doing a 24-hour live, and he's going on at 6 o'clock in the morning. Okay. Now, he's out in Arizona, so that's probably I think that may be 6 o'clock his time, so that'd be like 9 o'clock East Coast time, something like that.
Yeah, he's a couple hours away from me. He's in Mesa.
Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoyed the hell out of it though, and that's why what I'm doing now is I'm just like reminiscing in my old age. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to put a different spin on it. You know what I mean?
We
And
all
like
go
in the
down that
barbecue,
road.
in the barbecue in the barbecue world, they sort of took me in for some odd reason because everybody in the keto world is Mike will tell you it's either what they bought, okay, at the
Yep.
store, and eating something out of a box that says keto on it. So
Most of them don't cook.
yeah, most of it, yeah, exactly.
You got
So-
some that do, but most don't. I mean, we're in the minority by a big
But
margin.
it's still processed garbage, right?
Yeah, it's still processed, it's still
By
loaded.
as far as this keto, yeah.
I
Most
looked
of it is, yeah.
I looked at something the other day in the store, and the ingredients was no lie, it was almost 2.5 inches long to look at it. That's too much junk. You know, they don't know what it is.
Oh, if you guys,
I'll review those products, and people say, "Well, you don't regularly eat those." I said, "No." They said, "Why do you review them?" I said, "Because people do. There are people who eat them,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna try and let them know what it's like, so they can go out and see, and I can make a video on it, and maybe people will watch.
if
So
you
that's
guys,
why I do it.
if you guys have a Bucky's, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Bucky's travel
I
stuff.
know.
He does.
See this? Look at this.
Is that a Bucky's? Oh, Mike, I was wondering if that's what that was.
That's a Bucky's blanket right there.
Okay, so they're touting their Texas brisket. Next
Yeah,
time you
oh, it's good.
pull one of those sandwiches and read the ingredients list. You'll die of old age before you get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, but it's so good. It is really good, though.
Oh, that's
it
not
tastes
good.
good.
You want good
No,
barb?
I'm just
gonna-
saying it tastes good. Is all. It's
that stuff. It's so fake tasting to me. It's loaded with I don't know what. That's not the way barbecue should taste, brother.
now,
No.
when I've had it, I was extremely hungry too. So
Yeah. I mean, I'm
That's-
just so retentive about the way that now, yes, if you're really hungry, and listen, when I go back and forth to casinos up in Oklahoma, I'm guilty. I've had their pulled pork, their sliced, their chopped beef, everything. It's so, but when you really analyze the flavor, it's pumped with sodium erythrobate. The raw mussels are.
right.
They're pumped before they're smoked. That saline solution is so prevalent in that finished product, it gives it an off flavor. That is because because they have to hold that meat for so long. They're trying to get as much salt water in it that they can to help it along its journey. By the time
Deserve it.
Yeah.
and it's terrible. I mean, it's just. But my point is the ingredients list is the bread. At least 40 ingredients just in the bread.
Oh yeah.
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 See, when I've
obviously-
ordered it there, I don't get the bread. I just
Yeah.
strictly get the meat.
Yeah.
I was a self-taught baker. I mean, I could. I like to test things. I like to see, especially my younger days. I can make that. I'm an Irishman. All right. Where I grew up, it's all Italian people around me. My wife's Italian. All right. So everybody where I lived was Italian. So the pizza, it was astonishing to me to go to my friend's house, okay, and see the spread they would put out on Sunday dinner. My house, you got roast beef, lamb, this and that. The table was loaded with stuff. But to go and watch the Italian people eat, they turn around and there you go. They would turn around and start off with, first we're going to start off with an antipasto. Okay, they come out with the salad. Okay, and then come out with a little macaroni. And then you already went through 6 courses by the time you hit the main course. Okay, and then it was dessert after that. So it always amazed me how the process was, how they cooked and how they cooked it and stuff like that. So then I went to work for an Italian restaurant. I worked under this Italian chef, right from Italy. And he was mainly from Tuscany. That's why I wanted to get more involved in it because it was more beef, it was more meat, meat-based stuff and everything else like that. So, he said, "No, pasta." He said, "No, pasta." He made tomato sauce. He would make, huge pot, how many quarts, whatever it was. And what he would do is all fresh tomatoes. Okay. And then as he was cooking, he would put 2 pounds of butter in it. I looked at him. Whoa, what are you doing? It'd take the bitterness out. Okay.
Makes sense. Okay.
And it did. To this day, I cook that way. When I make sauce, I put butter in it. I swear to God. So now when I make a sauce now, it's tomato, garlic, a little bit of onion, basil. That's it.
Sugar.
Done.
That put sugar in there. Kill that.
Nope. No sugar. None. The butter takes it out. They put sugar in to sweeten up because it's bitter. So he said, no. Okay. And when he'd start cooking a steak, when he would do a big T-bone or something like that, in Italy, what they do is they do the sides first.
Oh, okay.
He's searing the sides, bring it all around, and then set it down, let it go. And then if I was to turn around and show this guy today, he's dead now, but if I would have showed him all these meat sticks that they're putting into a side of a steak, he'd probably shoot you. No holes in the meat. No holes.
Hey
No
guys,
hole in the meat.
and dude, I just got my personal secretary come out and said I've got a missed call, and it's a guy's coming over to the house. I got to do some stuff. So
All good, Jonesy. Appreciate it.
Take care, Jonesy.
nice to meet you all again. And yeah,
We'll do it again next Friday.
okay.
Good day, mate.
Look forward to it. Yeah.
Good night, mate.
Cheers.
Cheers.
He's a good guy, right?
Okay, look what I went and put on just for you, John.
Oh, look at you. Hey, y'all saw Will from Fire and Steel said hi to everybody.
Yeah.
I like Will. Will's got a good
Will.
channel.
I want to cook. I want to cook with him. He lives not far from me. I want to cook with him. He and
I tell you what,
similarities in our style.
he has almost the same setup you have as far as the smokers and stuff.
He's got obviously a lot more money than I have because every time he's got, but we're both Lone Star Grill users, so we both know the quality. So yeah, he seems, and he's a dog person, and he's a
great guy. No, he's got a great channel. Really, you know what? I watched him. He was making sausage. Okay, and he's going to do this. Going to do that. And I told him, I said, "Hold on there, Slappy. Okay, make it your own. Don't worry about what the procedure is, how everybody else does it. Make it your own way.
Yeah.
Okay, that's why there's different sausage places up in New York or all around the place, because everybody had their own style how it was done.
Yeah.
So he said, it took a lot. It was a mess. I thought he did good. I thought he really did good.
Poor guy, he was wore out, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a process, and I thought he did good. I mean, for the first time out of the equipment he has, nice.
The first time I did sausage, we harvested a wild boar. Some friends of mine, and we processed it. We were like 28 degrees out on his back patio. If you've never skinned a wild hog in 28 degrees where you can't feel your hands and you deal with sharp
done that.
knives and a grinder, and you're trying to de-sinew meat, and it's all fibrous and crappy. It was worse than what Bill had going on there. So I said, you know what, Holmes brand sausage for me, that's it.
Yeah.
You know what? I learned or hacksaw.
Neither one. We just deboned it. We didn't. We just.
You didn't bother to cut it. You didn't quarter it at all then.
No, we did. We just went in between in the hips. We just went.
Oh, so you did the joint. You got into the joint then.
Yeah, we took it down by the. Yeah.
Man, because
we used a sawzall.
Okay.
Works, man.
So we did ribs. We used a sawzall.
There you
go. So we did ribs. We used a sawzall.
Unless you got five.
We used a sawzall.
We're getting echo.
Unless you got five. Get it to shut down YouTube if you're on streaming.
I just muted.
Yeah, you got to mute YouTube or you're going to have a mess.
What's up, Will?
Oh, they muted themselves, so I can't unmute them.
Okay. But I knew that this place was my kind of place. One of the first things
I don't know. Am I getting feedback back?
But I knew that this place was my kind of place.
Yeah,
there it is. Yeah. Yep. But I knew this was my kind of place here.
If you're on StreamYard, you got to mute YouTube.
When I walked in the door and I saw a big old giant tub of bacon grease, I said, "I am home."
Place in the world where a potty break costs you $50.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, buddy, boy. But if you can't find a gas pump there, you ain't looked.
Well, not only that, but they pride themselves on the widest aisles and the best stalls. If you got to take a Duke, that's the place.
Yeah, yeah.
Widest
telling
aisles and best stalls. That is
Yep.
awesome, man.
And here's the thing. You will not find a dirty bathroom in none of them.
That's right. That's right. Their bathroom attendants get $20 an hour.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ain't too shitty. I mean, shabby.
Yeah.
But their food service, they're doing it right. They really are. I mean, I love everybody here. Just loves Buc-ee's, you know.
Freaking Buc-ee's.
But John, you talking about doing static line jumps earlier. I did 5, and then I went to free fall school. And one of my buddies that shot, he was, you know how you're supposed to land with the wind a certain way and all. Yeah. Well, he came down and he wasn't turned the right way, and wind blew his feet right out from under him. He landed right on his rear end, broke his back.
That'll happen. I broke my back in the Marine Corps, Mike, and that's why I'm going to be having surgery here in a couple of weeks. I'm having a spinal reconstruction surgery. They're going to go in and put a prosthetic disc in between L5 and S1.
S1. Oh man.
They're putting plates.
That's rough.
They have to go in through the front, and they're going to my L5 vertebrae, because it's popped out 30%. They're going to push it back into my spinal column, put a plate there with screws. Then they're going to go flip me over and put me on my stomach, going through my back, and do the same thing on my back. I have 2 broken bones on the backside. They're called facet joints. They're going to screw those in the vertebrae and put a plate on top of that. I did that when I fell off a cliff in the Philippines, but believe it or not, I've jumped out of helicopters. We did what was called spy rigging, where they dangle you from a CH-46 helicopter, a Chinook.
Yeah.
And you're hanging by a cable, you and 2 of your guys. You're scoping down the jungle there. You're probably 400, 500 feet above a defilade, above the canopy height. Never hurt myself doing any of that. All the hikes, all the running, all the pugil sticks, all the ass whipping in the bars. None of that I ever hurt myself. I walked off a cliff in Olongapo City, Philippines. That's how I broke my back.
Jesus.
Oh man.
Well, we were getting shot at by the NPA, by the way, with AK-47s. I failed to mention that, but so it was 3 a.m. I walked off a cliff, PRC radio jammed in my lower back and broke my L5. And that was 30 years ago, guys. I've been walking this planet. I'm an arborist by trade. I cut down big trees for a living. I've been doing this heavy work for 32 years, and I'm just now getting the surgery on the 10th of August.
Oh, my God.
Thank you for your service, too, by the way.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you indeed.
Well, Bill, what's up, brother?
Oh, not much. I just got back from the bar. just had a couple of light beers, and there's a gun show tomorrow, so I wanted to get up early. And so I didn't.
I like that guy.
Well, you
didn't
going to wake up early, Will.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to get up 10 a.m. and then have to go take care of myself and then get there. You get there Sunday afternoon, everything's gone.
I was going to be a lawyer, but I couldn't pass the bar.
Well, I'm just one on the inside.
And I had never been able to pass the bar.
Hello, Marie.
Hey, Marie.
Hi, John.
Hi, Marie.
Hello.
Hi, guys.
That's Will.
Hi, Will.
That's Will.
How are you?
I'm Mike.
I know who you are.
Mike and Mike.
Mike and Mike.
Mike and Mike, and I think I'm Mike. I don't know.
Oh yeah, there you go. But
so I did my first actual barbecue today. Two pork shoulders today. Yeah.
I started watching your video, and I said I got to get back to it because I had to get one of mine up today, and then I had major surgery in my finger today. Look at the zucchini you did to me. Look, freaking zucchini.
But you did the surgery. It was self-surgery.
That's why I don't eat vegetables.
Yeah.
He was making sauce.
I was making tomato sauce.
I'm kidding. I love meat and I love vegetables. Everything else, I don't know. I'm not really a keto person, but I kind of eat like that naturally.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't, I'll have some pasta or something every now and again. But I just like meat and vegetables or salads and stuff.
Yeah, that's me. And then what happens
That's what I do.
when
That's
I
what
turned
do.
around in the restaurant business, when I turned around, every day I was eating, testing pasta,
Yeah.
this and that. And then after a while, you get used to it. So I'm making
I
your own
know.
breads and stuff. And
Well, yeah, I know you follow the philosophy too. In all my videos that I cook, I tell them, say, taste your food. Why are you going to serve it to somebody else if you don't know what it tastes like?
I was tasting my ribs right now.
There you
It
go.
came out pretty damn good.
yeah, that looked pretty good. That was a video right there in itself. I should have seen
Yes.
Mike. We should have taped it.
Yeah. But John, I did 38 free falls. Now you know how you got the toggles, so you can
I did too when I
help
was drinking
yourself
heavy.
pinpoint. Yeah, help pinpoint where you're gonna land. And I would jump with people that was in the group that had been jumping for years upon years upon years, and they could like hit a target like that big around.
Yeah, we had to hit smoke.
Okay, but
I did that too.
I used to tell they'd say, "Hey, can you hit those targets real small?" I was like, "No, but I could find the right airport." Because you land back at the airport in the grass, and when you go up with them.
Now, see what we had to do, Keto Mike, is we had to. So what we did is, on the static line jumps, we had different smoke that had different values. So you're talking about using your
Yeah,
and use the wind because you can't collapse your chute, your canopy.
Right.
We had to steer around. Like we had a lot of mountains in Okinawa. That's where I actually started up. It was in Okinawa, and all the mountain jet streams that would come across those mountains over the ocean would give like vortices. So we had to steer around those so you didn't collapse your chute. We had a lot of people get really hurt because the jet stream would collapse their canopy on them. Well, you had to hit a purple smoke for this much points, blue smoke for that much. And let me tell you, when you're falling at 30 miles an hour, it doesn't seem like you're going that fast until that ground gets that much closer.
Oh yeah.
And you got to hit the ground running and all that. And then, but you have to make sure the spotter sees where your feet land first, because I ran, dude. I don't know about you. I took off one other time because my chute never deflated. And it actually, the wind caught me and took me back over my objective rally because my chute never disengaged. And it caught me and it took me back this way. It was so much fun, man. But
I loved it.
Scarier than static line jumps. When you're hanging there, suspended at 500 feet above a triple canopy jungle in a third world country where the gooks are shooting at you, let me tell you, and you have no other place to go, it's scary.
I believe it. Did you ever do a night jump?
No, we never did that. No,
I did one. I never wanted to do another one. Scared the bejesus out of me. I couldn't judge the ground at all.
Yeah.
It all depended on how much scotch I had. I had too much scotch. I did a lot of night jumps.
They talked to me and said, "Let's do another one." I said, "Nope, never doing it again. Never. I'm not going to do it." And they said, "Why?" I said, "Because I could not judge where the ground was."
Under my belt, and then I get out of the Marine Corps. My sister did 3 free falls herself, and she begged me to go up. And she was at 13,000, I think is where they got out at. I'm like, listen, when you've done what I've done and you had to do it, you will never do it voluntarily ever again. You will not volunteer ever again. And I haven't.
You're not the first person I've ever heard say that. I've heard a lot of folks that were military. Did you go through jump school in Columbus at Fort Benning?
No, we took it in. It was actually Indonesia. It was like some little island in Indonesia is where we took our jump school, and it was on a beach. We took jump school on a beach.
Really?
On a beach.
Now that's a first.
Dude,
man.
There's a lot of things, but this is a family show. I can't go into those right now.
Have you ever seen the jump area? They've got jump towers there in Columbus at Fort Benning.
Yes, I have been to Fort Benning. My dad, listen, my dad flew for the 82nd Airborne out of Fort Benning. So he dropped guys out of Caribou airplanes.
Okay.
In the United States Army out of Fort Benning.
Wow. I know a guy who was in the military, and he during World War II, and he was one of the first Rangers, and he went through jump school and all this stuff. And he was a paratrooper and all as well. He was a part of Darby's Rangers, and he said that he ran across one that was an English paratrooper that they had he said they had a hole in the bottom of the plane that they jumped through, and he said there's something undignified about jumping through the bottom of it like that. He said,
No,
"That's
listen,
just-"
out of our helicopters, we had the choice to go through the hell hole, which is the belly button of the helicopter,
Uh-huh.
or off the ramp. I always chose the belly button because you just make yourself small and you step off. The ramp, too much peripheral vision. The hell hole's easier if you're scared because you just jump through it and there's nothing to be afraid
Nothing to
of.
be afraid of.
You don't get
Yeah.
all the wind on the ramp. You get too much wind.
There's a lot of wind. Yeah.
Oh man.
When the first jump I made sure I was close to the door, and they said, "Why you want that?" I said, "Because if I start getting scared, somebody's gonna boot my butt out."
That's stand up, buckle up, shuffle to the door.
Yeah, exactly.
You know.
And the instructor said, "We get up there and you say you're not going, I'm gonna give you a kiwi." And I'm like,
Yep.
"Kiwi? What the hell's a kiwi?"
It's almost like a boiled peanut.
But
No, it's a boot in the butt because the kiwi shoe polish.
that's it. That's what listen, my first one, hey, I'm tell you, I actually got thrown out and my trailer chute opened, but my big chute was late deploying.
Oh man.
My trailer was there. I could look up to see it, but my other one was just kind of like this.
Flapping.
You know.
Yeah. I've seen that happen. I never had it happen to me. I've never had any kind of malfunction whatsoever. But I never packed my own chute either. The instructor always packed my chute.
We weren't allowed to pack. We're supposed to pack each other's,
Mhm.
but I guess we had some people that were a little bit less than satisfactory on their IQs. so the people like in Okinawa, we had the Okinawan
Trumpet master.
They did ours, and then in Thailand we had Thailand Army people did ours. We weren't even allowed to pack our own chutes, which we were supposed to do. And if we were in the mainland America, of course, we'd pack each other's chutes. But no, we on the islands, you didn't do that.
Have you, Johnny? You ever been to Trumpet Master 77's site or channel and checked his videos out?
I have not. No, sir.
You need to do it, man. He's got some good stuff. The music he plays, oh my!
A lot of jazz.
He's got some of the best music on a video you'll ever hear.
Can somebody put a link to that on this so I can click on it and get it? Whoever's the admin or whatever.
Yeah, let me do something.
Mike, can you do that?
Yeah.
It's easier for me to just click on the link and then subscribe. That way.
I'm telling you, he's got the best music on to accompany his videos you'll ever hear.
Okay. I think I'm going to start writing my own intros.
He's a good cook too.
Yes, he can cook. That's the thing about it. He can cook too.
Well, I'm still learning.
He won it. Did he win his round? Did Trumpet Master? Did you win your round? The second round?
I don't know who won. I think Rick won. Rick actually beat behind the
Trumpet
garage.
Master was going up against SJ.
Yeah, I think Trumpet Master won, and George won. So there's three, and Rick got a bye. There was Rick, Trumpet Master, George, and Mike from Triple B is going in.
Okay.
Because Mike from Triple B had a.
So Rick got to buy. So Rick got to buy this.
There you go, John.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, But Appreciate it, Mike Wolf. Thank you.
So
and yes, I do want a koozie. By the way, I'll give you $5.
Oh no, don't worry about it, dude.
But they
just send me your address.
Okay. And by the way, I don't know if you noticed, I put my glasses on because before Will got here, I felt a little bit inferior to all you guys. I had too many sets of eyeballs looking at me, and
well, see what I like about the glasses on here, the glare, nobody can see where your eyes are looking.
Right.
If you're sleeping or whatever.
Yeah. Rick got to buy. Okay.
So, Will, getting back to your Boston butts, how'd they come out?
So at the end of that video, I showed I didn't really go into the cook too much, but if you look at the end of the video that I put out today, they came out great. Yeah. The ribs came out amazing. The pork shoulders came out amazing. They took all goddamn day put them in probably 8 a.m. and they were done probably about 7 p.m. So that was a little bit longer than expected, but yeah, good stuff.
So
Good,
salt,
good.
salt, pepper,
Lewis,
fire.
Lewis,
Salt,
Lewis
pepper,
and
fire.
George.
He's going up against Triple B, and Trumpet Master's going against 805.
Okay, and Rick got the
Man.
bye.
Hey,
Yeah.
Will, I tell you, pork butts are probably my favorite muscle to cook. So forgiving. And it seems like I'm the minority for cooking Fat Cat down. Everybody criticizes me. Myron Mixon, I hung out with Myron Mixon one time. He and I were talking about it. He, why the hell would you do that? And I said, well, Myron, think about it. Where's your fat going? It's going down on the meat. I said, you want to bet? Well, hell yeah, it is. I said, unless you poked a bunch of holes in there, your fat ain't doing nothing but running off and stoking that fire, son. You might as well just protect the bottom of that butt.
Yeah.
My smoker has so much convection. If I don't protect the bottom of my briskets, my butts, they burn up.
So I'm fat cap up for everything. So you've got a cabinet with high convection. I've got a cabinet with low convection.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I do fat cap up just because it's the Texas way mainly. But also with the pork shoulder, I don't think it matters a whole lot. But with the brisket, it does. And if you put a brisket fat side down, it's just going to be like you're going to be looking at grates, right? I mean, and if you I don't know. I think the perfect slice of brisket is a little bit of fat on top, with the bark. If you're doing fat cap down, you're not getting that. So that's a personal preference.
So Will, I will tell you, brother, that when I slice mine, I do mine pencil thick. On the on the point, I'll do it a little bit thicker than that. I'll do maybe half inch, whatever, 3/8 inch, whatever. But I will tell you, I've never, always said, well, you're going to mess up your presentation side by, having great grills all over your fat. I'm like, if you can determine, because I've expanded steel grates, if you can determine that that's messing up my bark, you got better eyes than I have.
Yeah, you might have a point with the expanded steel. I've got those stainless steel ones. Yeah, so those are a lot thicker and they're further apart, and you can definitely see it. But we should do a biscuit bake off. Let's see,
dude. I told these guys before you got on. I said I got to go. Bill, I got to come down to his place. I love your backyard. I love your dog always hanging out. You and I've talked about this.
Hell yeah,
dude! I'll come down to your place anytime, dude, and we'll do it up side by each, bro. Side by each.
Sounds like a challenge.
Yeah, let's do it.
Challenge? No, it's just two brothers cooking it up and drinking a couple. That's all.
Probably when it cools off a little bit.
Yeah,
it's so goddamn hot,
dude. It's brutal, man. Brutal.
Trumpet Master says they've got to do a pork sandwich this time around. Is that what Salt, Pepper, Fire, and Triple B are doing also?
Probably different protein for each one.
That's what I'm thinking.
So
I know George is breathing a sigh of relief. He thought it was going to be sides. He says, and I saw him on Salt, Pepper, Fire's live where he was talking about it. He said, "Man, I hate sides. I can't stand doing sides. I hope it's not sides. I know it's going to be sides, but I can't stand it." So he got I bet he is breathing a sigh of relief over this one.
I always thought it'd be kind of cool to do like one person does, let's say, like a brisket as a collab, and then other people do the sides.
That'd be cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
a potluck.
Yeah.
Virtual potluck. Virtual potluck.
Then you're sitting there with the whole tub of beans and nothing to eat with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't draw beans, man.
Not my problem.
They're looking at the draw.
That's your wife's problem, man.
Yeah.
Oh, so everybody's got pork sandwiches this time, huh?
Yeah. Wow.
Or does everybody have a side? Let's see
I
what
don't
Trump
know.
would say.
I tried to click on Joe's thing the other day, and it just said check back later. It kept coming up to see.
Well, it seems like people that have been winning are doing multiple versions of the same thing. Like Gorilla Joe did like 3 different burgers. Trumpet last time did two different chickens the same way,
Right.
that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. So might have to do 3 pork sandwiches 3 different ways. I don't know. I'd probably do one like Carolina, one Texas style, and one, I don't know,
St. Louis.
St. Louis. I guess I don't know. St. Louis is, yeah. I guess St. Louis is probably the right one to go.
Yeah. They, you know what? Everybody's, well, it's friendly the whole bit. I don't get it.
All 4 have pork sandwiches. Okay.
Well, I
This
went.
is- it's competition, brother. No matter how you add it up, because
Yeah.
no
I
matter
went to
how,
Joe's site too, Tom, and I saw it, and I tried to figure out who it is, who were the winners, and what was the next round looking like. Couldn't find anything there, but I'm hearing through word of mouth now what happened, that who it is and what they're doing. I haven't seen anything with his site. I don't know if it was a fluke or some kind of glitch or what.
everybody did a good job. Everybody knocked it
Oh,
out
it
of the
was
park,
great.
I
They
agree.
as far as
did.
I'm concerned. But it was just a couple things that you would look at and say, really, would I really do that? I mean, to go out on a limb with something like Lance, for
Oh.
instance. When Lance went up against Daddy Dutch, okay, he brought it. He brought his game.
He
with him,
did.
He did.
okay.
So he's
And-
Trumpet Master says one stipulation. The stipulation is only one sandwich, one way, no sides.
Okay.
Will.
Okay. Then
Alrighty then.
I'd be tempted to try and bake my own bread. Some kind of bread, special bread.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Just
Do a
to,
keto, no bread.
There you go. Yeah. Do it on an egg life wrap.
We got to find a way to get everybody together like in person. Virtual's cool and all, but man, where's
Vegas.
back clapping and belly rubbing and all that come into play? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Vegas.
Vegas, baby.
You just don't want to travel, you tightwad.
I just
Well, where are you guys at? I know John and me are both in Texas. I'm Austin area. He's Dallas, Fort Worth area.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh yeah, all right. That's a long walk. How about you?
Live from Las Vegas, it's keto cooking.
Oh, I guess you're right. Yeah, okay.
That's why I said he don't want to travel with the tightwad.
Well, stop and think about it.
where you at?
Boise, Idaho.
Idaho. Wow.
Oh, okay.
He's on the opposite end of the country from me.
Snake River.
Yep.
Yeah. I've been up there. So we were looking at property over there at like Star and Eagle.
I live in Star.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd be pretty funny if we were neighbors.
Between he and I, we got 2 of the corners of the country covered.
Right.
Yeah.
The smoke would be flying.
I've got a bunch of family in Montana, so I was thinking maybe I wanted to be close to them, but not too close.
Star's a good town.
It would be nice to find somewhere, like middle, I guess, for everybody to travel to, like a campground or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And do it that way, and then you have no choice but to barbecue. You know what I mean?
That's true.
I'll bring my drum.
I'll drag a cow. We'll butcher that bastard right there.
I'll bring my Weber kettle.
I'll bring my little 12-inch Weber kettle.
I'll bring my appetite.
Bring my drums.
I gotta run, gentlemen. I gotta do a couple things with the dogs and get to bed and go buy a bunch of guns tomorrow.
All right, well,
All right,
Well,
man.
you know,
take
you
care,
can buy guns here in Idaho.
Take care, Will.
Easy, too.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you guys.
I'll be watching your video tonight, brother.
All right. Thank
He's
you.
got some
Appreciate
good
it.
stuff. He's got good stuff. Both these guys got good stuff. Really good.
Yeah, it's mediocre at best, but I appreciate you.
No, it's good stuff, man.
Guitar playing, Will. Mediocre at best.
You don't want to see me with the guitar. Take care, gentlemen.
Take care.
All right.
Nice guy.
Yeah, very nice.
Very nice
Guys,
guy.
I got to bail too.
Okay.
It's not past my bedtime yet, but
You got to check on the missus.
no, I don't. I'm just
Oh.
got a couple things I got to take care of before.
Okay. Well, I need
Matt?
to bail too. It's time for me to go to bed because I want to get up and see Drunken Chef's 24-hour live. Some of it.
Let's
Catch
go
some
hop
of it.
onto it for a bit. That'll be
Well,
fun.
screw y'all. I'm going to fly to Vegas and hang out with Tom and Marie.
I know. I might reconsider my plans, huh?
But you got to watch out. I was in Vegas and I was going to meet up with him, but what does he do? He goes and gets surgery instead.
You know what, Mike? I'm still farting around with that thing.
He was
I
making
haven't been in the
Well,
pool
Still
yet.
not well.
I
It's
haven't
not well
been in the
yet?
pool yet. No, hell no. I'm delicate.
Dang, man.
Like a little delicate flower.
That's
I'm
because you got
delicate.
that extra sweet blood.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Next week.
Next week.
Friday.
Take care, dude.
hear
Mhm.
you anything about you thing and throwing anything on the lanes, I'm going to cut you up, man. You remember that? You remember that?
You pull a piece on me,
Yeah, in the lane.
take it away from you, and
Yeah,
stick it up your ass and pull
Oh.
the trigger.
8-year-olds,
goes
dude.
click.
8-year-olds.
I'll see you
That
guys.
was all righty.
All right.
Take
Take
care,
care.
Mike.
Take
Tom,
care,
I'm
John.
here,
and
baby.
take care, dude. John, y'all all be good.
John, be good.
All right. Y'all, good night, guys.
All righty. Good night.
All right. Bye.